interested, and then you told it, and we then we get into the program.
Okay, thank you, Brother Well, and greeting each one of uh, program and Medina Jack and from I community.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you for this public today.
The amount actually
Thank you so much, Brother Schultz, Abraham and Paul. Thank you so much once again. Before I actually, I never was Peter Moranyat yet. I come from Lagos State. I'm going to be the head of moderation today in this show. And before I go into moderation, or before we start our program, I would like to lay out of, how all rules here to the audience and to those who will come up to ask questions. Please, this is it is an informative presentation by the Minister of Information uh, from Warrap State. Let us be informed about what happened in Aneet on February 10th. We need to be informed. We are here to be informed about what happened. Official information is what we are going to get out of this. So when you get a chance later on to come up here, please straight to the question. No comment, no debate. If time allows, then we can later on in time be in the room to elaborate more about the presentation by the minister. And who is Honorable Ring Deng Ading? We have a brief biography. Honorable Ring Deng Ading Alwir was born in Tony in 1986. Uh, by then, Tony was a part of Lake Province, and of course, Tony today is a part of Warrap State. In his background, he went to the Akdor Primary School in Lake State from 2000 to 2009, and then he went to Italy Boys in Kenya from 2009 to 2012, and then he acquired a diploma in 2013 2015 in procurement and logistics management at the College of Institute of Human Resource Management and Development in Kampala, Uganda. In 2015 to 2017, he acquired a bachelor degree in business management, procurement and logistics again in Kampala University at the branch in South Sudan, Cuba. He worked with American First, and those of you who are in the U.S., American First is based in North Carolina and was actually founded by Bill Graham, and I think it's being run now by his son, Franklin, Bill Graham. On June 2018 to April 27, he was appointed as the commissioner of Defang Manyangwa County in Defang Sony State. That is when we had 31 states. On the 21st of February 2021, he was appointed as the State Minister of Information, a position in which he holds until this hour, a position that makes him the right man for us to seek information with regard to what happened in the net. Honorable Ring Deng Ading, you are addressing South Sudanese Communities International. I say so because you are going to talk with people from across the world, South Sudanese in America, Europe, and Australia as well. And even in Africa, people are going to tune in from there. We have heard in a sketchy uh, manner what had happened in a net. Uh, we made our own personal initiative to reach out to seek correct information, and those are hearsay. It is good for us to hear it from the mouth of the government of Warrap State. Once again, thank you so much for availing yourself to be with us here to inform the people of South Sudan about what happened in a net on February 10th. Without prolonging my speech, I yield the mic back to you to give us information. What happened exactly in Anet? And given the fact that you seem to be a son of Deng, and as far as I know, uh, you also are a victim of the same thing that continues to victimize our people now in Anet. So, Mr. Minister, can you tell us what happened exactly?
Ben, the floor is yours. Activate your mic. On your right hand side, you can activate your mic. Okay, I think he's having difficulties for the network because he's actually in Pajok. So I'll drop him in the audience, then I'll bring him back. I'm going to drop you, Ben. Then I'll send you a request again to come up.
In the meantime, I would like to take this moment here to let you know that Abraham, you are going, just in case my phone buffer, then I'll pick it up from there and continue the show until I get proper connection again. And also, Ding Chick, when the time comes later on for people to ask questions, please take the attendance and in order to actually create a space in the room, drop the people who have asked that question as well. And to the audience down there, according to his time, we are going to allow 10 questions to be asked. And there will be some exceptions as the show progresses on, then we can do that as we experience it. We are going to ask three members of Ngok community to ask questions and three from two communities later on. And then the people of South Sudan will pick four questions from there.
Ben, I've sent you a request. So accept the request so you can come up.
In the meantime, if you have blocked anybody, please unblock him or her momentarily for the sake of the show so that the room can become accessible to all the people of South Sudan. And then later on, you can go on with your blocking business. Please, I appeal to you to unblock anyone that you might have blocked in order for him or her to access the room.
And another thing too, but well, so I'm covered this at Lifestyle Media, so you guys are controlling the room, so I'm not going to speak.
Okay, thank you so much. And to our audience also in the Lagos State Media watching this show live, thank you so much for tuning in. I think in that case, then this is why we always leave exceptions for situations such as this. Brother Madid also let the audience know that they will have right to ask one question from the Lagos State Media. Otherwise, it won't be appropriate for us to just let them listen and don't ask because this is an incident that concerns all of us. Brother Choldi, I don't see Minister in the audience. Is he available?
Exactly. We apologize, Jamana. We have some network issues. Minister is actually in Pajok, and you guys know that the network is even worse in Juba, leave alone Pajok. So bear with us. He's having difficulties with the network. So if you pop up, it's going to come up again. But he's down in Pajok. That is why the network is a bit poor.
Thank you so much. Abraham Madid, while we wait for the minister to come, please give us some music. And also keep your eyes on the screen in case he shows up, then deactivate the music so that we can continue with the presentation from the minister.
We're seeing more patients admitted with severe disease. It's heartbreaking for me to have to turn.
Manuel, sound is good.
Yes, it is. The way it's ever be in the clubhouse, yes, it's never going to be that fine. But it's not a normal way of connecting music to the show like this. Yes, I think clubhouse has improvement to do. But yes, we can hear the music.
This is a very important song, guys.
Hey, big news. You're about to discover how you can build your very own
Uh, Shorty, do you have an update? Shorty, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, the minister is here. He's here. We are here.
Okay, cool.
Stop the music, Ahmad. But can you come up? I send you the request.
Yes, in the meantime, I would like to let our audience know that we are not giving chance people now to ask questions yet. Because what question are you going to ask before the minister conducts the presentation? Then in the wait, when the minister is done, we will ask 3 people from this community to come up here, ask their question. And we will do the same to the community, Mark, to give us questions. And 4 people from the Republic of South Sudan will also be given chance to come up and ask the question. And of course, we will take one question also from legislative media. This is how our show is going to continue. For the people who are actually complaining about why the music was mainly from a VA, that is what was available to the DJ, Mr. Abraham Madid. we didn't do that as promote one side or neglect.
Ben, can you raise up your hand? I send you a request. So raise up your hand. Ben, you raise up your hand or accept the request, invitation request.
Things suggested. I'm saying this because I have a deep thing. This was in the back of this was in the back.
Okay, very well, you can continue now with the program.
Yes, my network might be poor. Give me a confirmation if you can hear me.
Hello, Yagayapi.
In your ping,
Yes,
Ben,
I can
you
hear
can hear you.
you.
Malik,
Yes,
Malik,
go
coba
ahead.
kadia Raju Bhai.
Yes, okay, go ahead. Now you're clear enough. Go ahead now into our show. To those who might have just logged in lately, we are here with Mr. Deng, adding the Minister information from Warrap State. He's here to brief us on the incident that happened on February 10th in Aneet. Honorable, if you are hearing my voice, please activate your mic and tell us what happened exactly and what have you done as a government with regard to the incident that happened in Aneet. Mr. Minister?
I think network problem again. Ben, can you activate your mic? The floor is yours.
Hello,
I continue.
what's happening, man?
I
I-
continue. Yep.
Okay, so Kichirolo Anet, Ek Raju Bhai, Tabana, Yakuma Chukondam, who for now, Mijaman Gawek, Deputy Governor, Jala Minister in Peace Building, Minister in local government, Jala security agencies are on ground. Akila Kajiganet, Warakol, Jala today. Kichurlo, job on that, job war, I pick on that 19. Yeah, Kajaka, survey, we can hold. Then, a chick come on the Nina, I can win some Machakalat, Okuma, and Wala Wara, Wala. Bola pinku ujiga dress uchiko ya API administrative area his command jam ka ya kuma loke rar ka lam so survey to gola don matin then akuma in the law ka ya kuma in the state wala administrative area then a chicken more the chocolate, like a now, this one on that 7, the local authority, I still will finish the population. So, I think the war, I think the you so we will get put around. So then the key, quite switch the survey control. Rare Kupa, so yeah, the kitty dropping. Rare the night data as a Maluma in Yokuma, you, Kakoja G. Laban, the grader. Key, a kick a government and taking it to one, on that 7. And I love the grader, like a year of queen. So, okay, then in the chicken to white, a good book, quite Naya Sata Plata, a quite thought. Then a Kuma made a few of that. Then Kuala Warrap, who Jala Akuma can administrative. Yeah, so then on it, I took a chicken up both sides. Kagaben, a lot of injuries, so then a Chikuma Walaya Jijalpin who Jal on this on Friday. So she woke Jala. When now look, Machakal, Chiroban job, not to tension it. Chitong Bantor, Moko. Jalda Rakin Jaka Join, Jal community Jaka. Then a Chiokuma can Warrap, seen Oga Cheke allowed Bugla judge to Jalagadan. So, okay, you and then you can get you and when you tap in then a Chambala. Which our minister can local government, Jala peace building, Ajala, Lakulega Koidok, who got Walla Warrap, because Bailang Diop, speaker the Cholma Jankon, which you got quite a long 2 years long. Pinya Pela Kuma, in Musulin, but you talk about Kuma Walaya or Kuma administrative, Akuma can national, Tabana Belang commission, then the commission can learn boundaries. Abay, when they Miskala can Akaskin, Akasi, so our acting governor. Minister, Archibald Longfield, the victim is a community quite a measure. Our father, my child, and Longfield, let down is a when
Can you guys hear or is only?
when Menakul, why I told Amadi, Sin Long Tree. resolution, it is because Abuja Bende. So resolution Abuja to about them, we have one now to lakin situation has come, though she party for some time because tension is often warakol, lakin within intention today. In a digital situation, then they are net gangan, we find my weapon.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. Yes, and another fine following question is this. I think if you doesn't allow the government to invest in the armed forces, how is the armed group funding and this conflict? Another, in addition to that too, we have read a lot of letters were written by the commissioner of the Swiss County, and also the letters written by the administrator of
administrator.
Yes. And in those letters, there were a lot of red flags. Why didn't the state government of Warrap make a move to rescue the situation before we arrived, such as what happened?
Thank you very much for that question. Picture Loisin, someone in Get Coach. So, Market, actually got direct, chief administrator, of which actually is Monday. So, I'm a Purna language, the Ben Yalka get to the governor. The governor, because chief administrator, we want to know. Within Mapa, the UK support and UK direct partners, which are wrong procedure. So, can you pick up a different conduct, which is police counterpart in box, then go with Google Work, or one the 2 years of first time to be flattered, in Kimayadi. So, and guys, the president. But a key point I told, you can get a key out of it. So, in the city,
Okay, thank you so much. Now, someone before who took a topic who Panapaiti Myanmar, Panapaiti, and which are low as a state government.
Cái chủ lôi của state government có chỉ tô cái long của lại bất cứ long committee cái khuôn của cái national anthem from Madia Jala phát động tomorrow or next tomorrow. It is sometimes no record what was the root. So recommendation then is working very good.
One minute, people are requesting you to English because there are some of the audience that don't actually speak.
Okay. Thank you. The intervention that the state government has done to talk to the warring community of this section and to silence the gun. That is the first mechanism that the state government did. Another thing the state government has done is to bring the injuries to people who got injuries in Aneet are now transferred to hospital of St. Mary. I think St. Mary in Crete. Then the state hospital in Pajok. So the government is still on house. So to speak uh, to speak to the soldiers that are at the border in order to prevent the situation. Are you getting me?
Yeah. We are listening.
Yeah. I hope I'm done with the question. Is there any other thing that you like to know?
Moses, do you have questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Hang on. I have one of the question on the live Facebook. Moses, can you try the one who has the question? Moses, go ahead. One question.
Well, thank you, Ustaz Madid, and thank you, Ustaz Peter Moranyar and others in the clubhouse. This is very important issue. First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Deng Ading for coming and explaining to the people. My question is this: who attacked who in a net?
Who is this?
Yeah, my name is Moses Makir, and Echol Makir Kenjok. Yenga Korando Moj, Yenga Mojrando, Yenga Kontong Jok, Kuke Yokudeng, Yokudeng, Koi na Koi, because Koyakito Lodge Kutang, Koyachito Deng. Where did they get the guns from? And these two administrative areas, for example, Abia area and Ruang area, these two administrative areas, they do not have militias like Murle administrative area. Murle administrative area has guns and they can attack the state. For example, the state of Jonglei. So Murle administrative area has capacity and weapons or guns to attack the state in Jonglei. But in the case of two states that are occupied by Dinka, for example, Abia administrative area and Ruang administrative area, they have never attacked the state because they don't have militias, they don't have guns. So my question is, who attacked who first, and where did these people get the guns from? Thank you, Honorable Ring Deng, initially, and thank you. And actual can joke. Thank you.
Let me interject. Your question is good. Let me say this: we are not here to judge or try to.
Yep, and I can talk as well. Thank you. Let Honorable answer.
Done to stop the situation. So I would actually like your question to be answered by the minister, simply because we are not here to judge on anything. So I declined that question. But two, a lot of people have also questioned.
Point of being here is people that
it's an update. It's an update. We are just doing an update. And what are they doing?
So many updates.
They are not here to behave or talk. Let me finish. Also, I've got some textual messages that are telling me that you can really talk in English because we can talk from the whole here. So, otherwise, one is from here, the other one is from Twitch, and we won't give them the floor. But we need to know, guys, we are not here for blue and blue. Which roll by, which you guys qualifying for me to know to so I will give the
allow me to clarify something, my brother. Tell we are not here Northern Barakatal. So as well, I joined. So we I think we Bukata Uga Koi Kaiko, Naleva Kame Daike and Kakin, so I said we can Lumia Kumatin or Kumakaro. Can you repair when you can leader? My land is here and my land is here. When can people
My question is who attack who? Deng and Nakwaj.
I must somebody on the microphone that are on mute with
In the meantime, I would like to let raise their hand. Come up with the say, wait, we know you are here. We can see your hand. When the time comes, you will be given a chance to activate your microphone to ask your question. Don't be disrupted. Because if we all just come in here and talk, it will be chaotic, and this show will not go well. We advise you to respect this. That's the only way we can have understanding among ourselves. We know you are up here. When we bring you up, we know you, and your chance will be given to you. No matter what, do not activate your mic and interrupt anybody. Thank you. Honorable Green, if you can hear me, please activate your mic again. Professor Solis or CJ, if one of you can actually come down to the audience and think up that they disconnect network.
Yeah, the thing is, and if I drop him, we can actually lose him. That's why. Hopefully. Let me try to drop him.
No, before you drop him something. When you ring that, you might go. And that's when you're young.
I think he either hears us and we can hear him, or he doesn't hear us at all. So with refresh and reconnect him, I think it would be good for him to be in the audience again. I know it's
yeah, it's another thing too I want to mention. If his network is getting good signal, so let us give him more chances so he can speak all of the network.
Okay, then we will quite we have to show a lot of we go back and we will show that I think we very important. I think we will show that if the two they don't very for I think we should see a nice one, here we put it yes to the by that to the point again. Now in really the lot of people we are too much we and to get to be in older. I think the ground side if you can use ground side in the Bulu Blade and that's me. I high by for them to fight not quite station. Then the and honorable things. They were in the public using it. The law they were come up to know by. Then in the self opposing another who's cooking to be like a this is what this is right by kindly let us be patient and let us ask questions when they can. I think we are getting out of hand, whereby we will have to come to a strong conclusion.
Actually, welcome.
Or telling people
Another thing too, for those of you in Facebook, We have a lot. We have a lot of people in Clubhouse that want to ask questions, and the network is not good over there where Honorable Deng is in. So they just give us one question to ask. For those just come in, please make sure that you are not be able to speak only one question.
Should I take the floor or what is going on? Because I'm confused. Nobody's saying anything.
We are trying to bring up the minister. Then you can continue asking any question you want. So, Benjadi Genial, I try to send you the request. Can you please raise your hand? Madid, you can continue playing the music if you have the music.
Can I talk? Why do we have to play music?
Okay, you can talk, but we were thinking the minister should come first so that he listen to your question. Because he's not.
Well, he can listen. He can listen later on. I don't have a question. What I have to say is like, okay, thank you so much, you guys, for giving me the opportunity to come up here and have to like voice my, concern of what's going on across the country. Okay, this isn't only about a need. It's something that's been going on like all over the country. Okay, it was Boer the other day versus Morley. It was Tut a long time ago versus Nuer. It was Nuer being attacked in Juba. It's everything that's going on across the country. What are we doing as South Sudanese? Okay, I'm probably the most youngest person around you guys at this moment that's like talking and trying to voice my opinion. A lot of young people don't even want to speak to the elders, because most of you guys don't even want to listen to them. So my concern is this, okay? Whatever is going on across South Sudan, what is the government of South Sudan doing? And when it goes back to a need, I have not seen any official coming out for the past 3 or 4 days saying anything about it and saying that, we condemn this and this thing shouldn't be happening. And on top of that, when it goes back to the ABA issue, what is really going on? Are you guys like that, or whoever is in the government of South Sudan, you guys are trying like to keep staying in power and letting our people continue to die everywhere across South Sudan? What is it really going on? Because we're confused. And this goes to everyone, whether you're family or not. It goes to all of you. We, the young people, we condemn all of you guys. We really don't even want to get involved with you guys. I'm probably one of the young people that's here trying to listen to all of you guys and trying to like put the pieces together. What is it really going on in the country? Can we just have peace? Can we just like try to bring the country together? And when it comes to the Abia issue, Abia was never like, put in the peace agreement to begin with. Abia is still off the peace agreement. And we still could face the enemy, whether it's through Abia or whether it's through South Sudan, which is just barely is happening right now. And then when it comes to the truth and Abia thing, my grandmother is half of all of us from Abia are from Tut. Half of all of us from Tut are from Abia. My grandmother, my aunties, my cousins, what is really going on? When is the government really gonna realize that enough is enough and that we need to unite the country or we need to like take care of our people? This bizarre game is over with. We the young people don't want to hear about it no more. I'm gonna rest my case. You guys can go to the next.
Okay. Any questions?
You don't have to drop me. You need to answer my question. Deal with the government or I don't even know who's with who. I just need to know what's really going on in the country.
Okay, like I said, you already finished your research or your question. So you can be dropped in order for you to hear the answer, on your question.
I can simply be muted. You don't need to drop me. You can mute me.
Okay, put on, you don't have to go back and you don't need to bring Martin up here. When just one was in, they are bringing more people onto the podium. Do not help us. Just you do the practice first, and then after that, you can just the question. Yeah, and then you can
How do I answer to somebody that's like replying back to me if you drop me? That doesn't make no sense.
my brother.
We are trying to create a space in the room. That's why you are part of the whole of your question until the minister comes back. And the question, no, it is not. And your question you are asking, that's why we've got the minister here. So he can explain to us what is the government doing. Not only you young people alone, even we, the old people who are concerned about what is going on in our country. And that is why an initiative has been done to bring the movement of the government of Warrap here.
Then I shouldn't be dropped. I should be able to listen to what he's saying and I have to answer him back.
Just because you're dropped doesn't mean you don't listen. You listen. We are trying to get it.
But I need to answer him back.
No, it's not going to be a
You
debate.
need to know.
You were advised. You were advised before.
This is not a back and forth situation. This is just giving you an opportunity to ask a question. And when you answer, that's it. The next people must ask their question. This is not something that you have to go back and forth with them or with him or with any of us who are on the podium. Why are you not trying to be reasoning? We're not here to make the situation worse. We are here to make the situation calm. The current situation that took place.
Yeah, I've just tried to reach out to the middle about the network before. So I don't know how long we're gonna wait, but well, I'll give it to you. If there are people out here that want to talk, they can talk. But if there are people who just want to ask questions, then they need to hold it off until the minister is back. But if you are here to talk and add some comment, you can talk. Because that does not need minister to be here. So the mic is back to you. What? Now still keep on updating you guys. Let me reach out to the minister here.
I think it's going to be each and every one of individual choice to take care if you want to ask your question and have yourself drafted. It's up to you. Now, the whole show was about the treatment from the minister. Unfortunately, the network challenges are giving us trouble, as you can see. And so it will be each and every one of you's choice. If you want to ask your question to be written down, and when the minister comes up, then it will be without him. Or if you just want to make a general comment in order to at least take advantage of the time, feel free to do so. Remember, if you have and asked the question, it will be written down and will be moved to the audience, just as it was done to social. We cannot let you ask the question and still let you stay up here. It wouldn't be fair to our sister social. But I would leave it to any one of you. Yes, Billy. And also, we are still going to go in order. Yes, hold on. We are still going to go in order from who came first, and then we will move down to you, Billy. Unless an individual in front one of you don't have comments or questions, then yes, the line will move on after this. So hang in there, Bilulu. For now, we will ask our brother to react. And also, when you actually up, when you are up here, when you activate your mic, tell us who you are and which part of our country do you come from, because we want to keep the statistics. In the beginning, we said that 3 people from the community and 3 from more community will be given chance to make comments and ask questions. So in order for us to keep track of the statistics, please tell us which community you come from. And 4 opportunities are given to people of South Sudan. Rizik.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those who doesn't know me, I am Marco Makate, and by Allah is Rizik Hassan. I think the minister is not around, but I have 2 questions to ask. One question. And the person who's taking notes should note down my question. Yesterday,
Ms. CJ, write down those questions. Ms. CJ.
I would advise them to wait. Those who have questions, let them wait, because there's no reason of writing a question and re-asking the question on behalf of the person, meanwhile they are still up here on the podium. So let him wait. If you have a question directly to the minister, wait.
Okay, should I wait for the minister or you take down my question?
No, we're asking you to wait because I also know that you're part of Twitch media. So whatever that your question, you probably will be linked at some point to Twitch media. So as a journalist, I'd rather you wait and ask your question when the minister come up. In the meantime, move to Antoinetto to see if there's any question. Then we will move next to the next, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm waiting for the minister.
Madid, can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah,
hang on.
Yernyang, you're next. Thank you, Auntie.
Oh, that me? Yeah, I was listening, wondering to hear from those people from Aneet, and they can speak, and then we can have questions from them. It would be good if they can narrate the history, what happened, and their history, then we can be open to questions before we speak.
Ban Yernyang, career often can I say me that me, I can be jam. I take a walk, I show moving to Swala, a banging to Benton, who quite the loose brief, both me that me, both me the trick, and me the mark. Now you took me the trick, and me the mark, I would take Swala came 10 bank. Now you took me the Genobin, the Swala can which became me 10 bank, the cabin. See, now you Swala, then come and win the yellow. We are not here yet, Jamaica, just check it and came out of the community. So let us be reasoned. Thank you. When Emmanuel comes forward now, is one with me. Comment with the noise, you go ahead.
No, actually, I have a question. So I have to wait for the Honorable.
All right, thank you. When if you have a question, then you will have to wait for the minister. If not, you want to add a comment, you're more than welcome to deactivate your account. Go ahead.
I thank you. Actually, yen another question, yes, to the bank on the al, like in an direction with the weight and with moderator, with the law of the and then Alta. Oh, go and check no it's going to more than there. Why do you question when I yeah, no question one wound go vào bên phía này cầm tiền cũ là ngoan kề fresh cùi cù bùng ngay trên nó bánh bật thì còn nhà jam đi cũng chỉ là về là situation of crowd của mình thế nữa yeah by 2 or 3 days from now số tiền tụi anh này là đủ phải normal I think if cùi cù bùng can we need I think ceasefire behind include Bubanjan Bujam, make sure ceasefire is your lord, situation I look up. O Kaja took normal Kubata, can ensure law, Abu Jalok Jam. The briefing and we open for when you brief. Kakunta Opota, please get a kaipa, Nakapana Kegapa. I think can I give I told them? Could give I told them? And he done do loy by Yegupo, Naka do that, yet you can drive it. And if I told them the lawyer, we need to wait for those in the first place. And then in our content, in our kind of way, in our common job, that I book a look jump right after 2 points. I think you're waiting for those. I think together in a quick move. And they by Louis in Mariana. I think we're going to Alabama when was it? It's all the invitation of doing a match along the interview. Thank you.
That's good. Really look, chance is yours. If you have a question, you have to remain silent until the honorable comes back. If not, if you want to add a comment, you're more than welcome. Absolutely, right?
Yeah, thank you so much, Tony Judge, for the opportunity. Just get me. I would like to take this chance to give you a compliment as moderators and those who arranged this room today, in order to invite the Honorable Minister to come and brief us about the situation on the ground. And that is a wonderful thing you have done as moderators, to bring us the Honorable Minister to address us as South Sudanese, so that we can know the full detail of what transpired on the ground. So the second thing I want to add is that I would suggest to you as the moderators and those who actually coordinate this invitation of the Honorable Minister to also do the same thing to Abia administrative area, so they can also, you can also invite the Honorable Minister to come and actually brief us about the Abia area. And it is a good thing that they are bringing calm to the area, and now everything is peaceful and stable. And we are looking forward to see how they are going to progress with the case. Finally, I would like to challenge you as moderators that whenever a government official come here or come and address the public through press conference or press release, it is actually the position of the government. So I believe Honorable Minister is actually representing the government of Warrap, and whatever he presents here will be considered as the position of the Warrap state in that case. And we are also looking forward to see the position of the Abia administrative area in regard to what happened in Aneet. And so I would also like to challenge you as moderators that you do not need to censor anyone that is coming up here to have the relevant question. And I think I agree with the question that was raised earlier by, I don't know what his name, the guy who asked about who started the fight. And nobody should actually mute that kind of question, because we are here to learn the facts. Who actually started the fight? You know, it is something that is expected to be known exactly who started the fight. And then when you're going to invite an honorable minister from the area, we will also be able to ask the same question, and he will actually give us his own version of the government about what they know. And then from there, it will be up to us as a public to judge the version of the story given on both sides. And this is when we have to wait what it was really and who motivated. These are the things we need to have. So I don't expect you as moderators to try to, downplay any kind of criticism. But this does not mean when we come to know the fact now, we should say so and so or so on. We will still hear from the if they are going to say the same thing, And then at the end of the day, you are going to make a conclusion who was actually wrong. So someone who is wrong in this case, in this conflict, will be fine. You know? So I think it is fair for you guys to try to censor anyone that is coming here who has a question. Let them have free. That does not mean any of the side is going to be attacked. I know Honorable Minister will find very cautious and, you know, wasting his way in answering the question, but I think he's actually doing good. We appreciate the Warrap government for bringing stability to an area. We would like to know where, yes.
And let me interject. Because look, the fresh attack, let me answer you like this. When lawyer attack so well, even though Jonga Blonde meet Benjamin Fenner, this is the wrong time. Look, I get you when you are crying. Believe me, you know, Sudan, if a right pay, it will be attacked. I think it's going to chew it nowadays. I think Ukuma situation you can't call be control. And then general investigation, after investigation, then the truth of Jalu will Ukuma, I'm fully control. And the king I should remember.
No, brother.
Emmanuel,
can I have 1 minute, Ajama?
Go ahead.
I could train and you jam over minister, for a little bit in 30 minutes. And I update that. So 30 minutes can have book. Hold on, I 30 minutes can have book low, or jam and channel what to appear in the network. Get a row in correct. Yene theory non, but it change. Yene theory quite theory with you. Like in a yene can call what can book one bigger. I say, get a row. Go along what area, over over the copy. Có những bé là có trong của trong man có book dog ra thế này có cả thì tôi in chặt đọc ở trong bộ tiếng nó thế có biểu thế this one has situation có book written cái đã book benefit cái đó rồi book cũng mà yêu ngã để khăn cái lối cuộc keyboard ngay trong book bên lối em nghe cái này chứ góc em nghe cái này chịu em nghe cái này chứ cắt em nghe cái này chứ cái nào lắm cái này cái đó các big band bà đây là khi nó phải cho cái trong Quran trong trong chỉ là cái lệ willing để cái phiền thế nên là cái best đã bao là như ra nó đọc cái bao cho cam cái giải nghe thế nên lôi tôi nhìn chụp cái join
actually in my again 1 second in chale je ku don lo ke chairman right
Before Finland, Billy, I want to ask a police suggestion. We are not doing investigation. If we were doing investigation, because we're not here I will look into it. But we will an assessment of what exactly government is doing. And how can we help go by? Please let us be reasoning. Because I need to talk to you. I need to will job already. You have already been in clubhouse and you have been in the room. You have heard enough. So then and Brown to achieve the tea. It's one I go from automatically. When I be a Bukuria, later and we answer, when the two Bukuria. And what would we have accomplished by then if that's the case? Came to lawyer is to hear the government side. Because what did you pay a lawyer noise and another? Akuma Kila. If a natural lawyer data, Okuma should be right away. With Jam, Honorable, you can't get it. You can't take up in a steps you can be taken. We get a step what can go to the field. I took a fine. Why can we not be reasoning?
Kin buloy a pink tea. You want to be a woman, Lord? Nalanga Mati Kaloja, my teacher, the rest, Kain, Joke, Yan Cleglo. I shall be situation be a come. A children quite so. I find 1 year, or quite side by side. We cannot come here and incite more and investigate. We are not what able to do. Can do investigation. Don't you know? Please, let us not be reasoning. And now I'm here, see now. Peter Manget, I don't want to see again and another. The Murica case in our needed. The Murica case in our needed. It's a picture militant who thinks the Mutual lawyer case in our need and how the situation can be handled. I can try to be taken. I try to be blamed. I come into bed, bring our iron out to me. Below. Please, two is the long argument. Get an argument here.
Comment ni dia ton ban Johnny.
Ibu wadu lel tere ke ka ba madin ke kinti jam na lel la pe ba jam ba ka bi bi ka ba. Ko je kon jam ye an ye ko ka bi. Ni choren John jam. Je ara ni choren honorable. Jam te ngien. They had been communication with me. Jam okay. Kwa bi go de ka ba. Ti ke la. So na ke yere do wa ne ke de ya fe ko le kon ben da jan bi wo ben na ke no lo. Kini tik jam ye gebla kanam ko Warrap konti so ken nek ta ba legi ni ko me se tawde ak nit ko anytime a big band ja tik la loy 1 minute we in book your topic shukran
Okay, ada comment ni baloy. Mun
dia ka tolu ki dia jangan ja ba ba internet ban choli internet ya ban choli ja ban wal ja ban dinga shi ja ban dik ja we ticket yang ja we pachatin and mem ke ya which ba luil honorable minister ke ran hukuma bang chelo ye chi non chen jam le ka den na chi loy ko no be ben ando akya to maybe ene le na with that investigation do ban loy in actually to find the truth one of ye na de end of the day anu ye kan go from abung ngor ka be yo aka chi ko kumna okay, yeah, we look at the chocolate city, the land, you see it one, the city one, the honorable minister, a politician. One is now a question in the yoga sensitive book of the situation of this tune, a bit dodgy. I say, we got Louis and us, we've been censored. You know what to do as well. So, due to sensitivity, they classify because being for a phrase conference or phrase, you know where not to be, to be exposed in public. So I only because they can freedom of information we can. Why could do not ping. I feel you.
What you done when I partner lump of taking time. The Iran Mar and what I music what you play. A music of an Aneet, I think Baja Biai, I think did not. Okay. Then give me a accusation, then over a closing that we have taken a time. With the roof we were not here to come, we were not here to play tribal music. It was the network, and you hope, but the room is boring. That's why we asked our brother to play any available music. And I'm sure that is the music he found. But you we have taken time. How come we play music from a BA only? You can imagine here how sensitive our people are. Would you look at one to look at only Martin. Couldn't tell the challenge Numla Burana Jam and Yaranan. Lakin Numla Burana Jam Poka and one before. In a kill and the eye of Mama, what went to Bentin Walla Magic, Oval Western, well road. That is Kurula and yet. And yet, I read it with a Philip in the Kinnachan, a long rather. You can even see here, even the freedom to play any music we have available has made us being accused now of taking aside. So, in
cái đại bài ngoan là mấy cái điểm của bà là tỉnh, với cả cái này một đứa trẻ tức rồi lên cái chuyện cái trao vui, anh cái tiền nó bị cho bên gặp về quê cái này là chắc sai để Warrap đắp chắc anh tí, Okay, I be a bag and information that by the Choli, who bear benefit. At the end of the day, I should miss it. A gig of more Ben Bay, or another Tongchu, and government will actually raise that case. So I think yeah, think it out, we're going to get what you need. Okay, just that freedom of expression back all of the allow. Kuranun jala ka man nan ni tun den pecho de den te gato lo anta wala ki lo anta ke yen ke we chakale keep up the good work.
Brother Medit, it looks like we're going to be here for a while waiting for the minister. In the meantime, we want to let you continue with your music, at least to have something that we can hear and to let us know that the room is up, open, and active. And please try to diversify the music a little bit so that we don't risk of taking side here. So, and also, TJ, you be good also in music too. If you have any available music played, including even the non-Dinka music. So long as it is a South Sudanese music, bring it on.
I think I think second comment before you play that music.
No, hang on. Actually, I'm not going to play any music because quite very sensitive. Okay. Because I don't know, so I don't need to play any music again because I can't. So Rizik, go ahead. Let people speak.
Okay. We can talk about kui balwel comment balwel about some. I work for two media reports. I'm a journalist, and sometimes it's difficult for us to express our opinion. Yan kui balwel man bay kui balwel man tinu Sudan. Awo kai kwa. Taban kui balwel along social media. Social media kaya ada bukan ke akara japai. So okat room dekin tedega router ni ke ran tikrai got. We ran tikat. Pada ran tikat ya ke yen ke youtuber andung balik ke mela jam ke ran tikan. Berget ke ulu is. For the last 3 days, I mean for the last 2 days, kagat ke gache kapat. So masyakil sira lo Twitter, masyakil ran wamen ke nyane ke. Taban damar juga sira lo apa di. Let me just say, but I'm sorry to say this. Even kachito, ada aja nok keman yang tweet. Ada aja nok keman yang ngak. Can you see this complex? The situation is very complex. Kaya ang dia just a request from the two community members who are from outside the country, to at least kupiga gatka with our baby. Kuchi gatka with our baby mashakil with like graphic. For example, there are a little bit of way like I said, I just looking young, where I have like I go talk to day, such a thing. But I'm not saying this is an example because I come over yeah, and then the comment, if you I think I got. But I think the thing, I think the chipping, but then you got the other so that's all the comment. Yeah, and I'm still waiting for the minister. Before never get to thank you.
Thank you so much, brother Rizik Hassan, aka Mufad. You know, we have been trying to discourage inflammatory language since the day we heard of the incident. It hasn't been easy, it hasn't been taken lightly. There are some people who look at it from our perspective as to why we advise them to refrain from the inflammatory language, and it has been helpful. Indeed, as I have noticed that too, there are bad words being published out there in social media, words that don't help anything. Also, we also have people with fake accounts, fake names, people who are interested to see the conflict progressing on are also confusing people too. Let us be cautious about how we judge what we read. Some people are out there to actually encourage the violence to continue. let us not and test one another based on what you have just said. You might just launch the war, and whoever what he or she have written is not a real individual. So there is impersonation to actually inflame the conflict even more further. I appreciate your concern, brother, aka Rizik, and I or people will receive it in that way. We are not here to inflame the situation to be worse than what it has been. What has happened in Aneet, in my opinion, is a conflict between cousins. It's a conflict between cousins. It's a conflict between relatives. And in this kind of conflict, everybody loses. There's no winner. Because you don't win by killing your cousin. You don't win. You don't win when you kill your uncle. You lose. That's your family, your relatives. And I advise my cousins from two communities to see it that way. And in one room, I have advised people to listen to us, especially those of us from Lagos State. If we speak about the communal conflict, listen to us carefully. There is nothing we do not know about it. We have done it for years and years, and we lost. We don't want it to spread all over the country. My network is giving me a red sign, a sign of poor connection. So that there, if any of you moderators hearing my voice, take it from either the CJ in the chick or Brother Tony.
Yeah, Emmanuel, if you want to add any comment, or if it is a question, then you can wait for the minister. Mike is yours.
Yeah, I think surely, I have a question, so that is why I'm here. And I think the right person to answer my question is the Honorable. And another thing, there was a question that has been asked by Madid. I think you don't need to defend the government because the question of the militias, we know between the Twitch County and Abia, there is no militias. So we need to know where those people get the arms. So forget about who attacked first and who was attacked, but where they did get the arms. So this question, we need to hear it from the government. So there is no reason for you to defend the government on this issue. So we know there were a vehicle, it was used to attack the civilians. And we know that the administrative areas, there is no arms there in the administrative areas. So here, which means there were militias attacking the people with no guns. So this question, it needs the government official to answer it. So these people, they were been there for many years, and there was no any fight between them. More than 100 years. I never had fish attack the Dinka, the Dinka of Obiai, or the Dinka of Molwal attack the Dinka of Obiai, or the Dinka of Ruin. Never, nothing like that happened before. So this is a good question from Madid, and I think surely you don't need to defend such a question. So all of us, we need to hear from him how he will answer this question. So where those people got the arms to attack the civilians, and that's it.
Brother Emmanuel.
I have my own question, so I'm waiting for him to ask him.
Yes, Brother Emmanuel, given the situation in which we are going to filter some of the questions. And the questions that we deem risky to put us or to escalate the situation, we will not allow that. Yes. That question as to where did they get the guns from? That is not the question we ask. Not only that, too, even me, I won't even want to know because in the report, it shows that people died from both sides. And we are under impression that the administrative area of a VA, guns are not allowed there. So then, somebody need to explain to me if the people who attacked Aneet from the east side were the only who had the gun, then how did some people from east side die if guns are not in their administrative area? And why is the UNIF allowing this thing to happen? If the death was only on one side, yes, we can understand. But the death seems to be on both sides. So therefore, there is infiltration of guns in the area. And we want our government to tell us the heck is UNIF doing that. You see, so your recommendation is good, it's in place, but things like who is studied first and all of that, we are not here to hear the report from the investigation. Those kind of stuff, like who is studied first and did what and all of that, would be really appropriate in a room in which we are hearing the report of the investigation with regard to what happened in the VA. And those kind of investigative questions, if we allow them to be brought up here, they will take us on a different direction, and I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to moderate that kind of a room as of now. If you are also free to do so, or if you want to do that, you're also free to actually create a room in that, and then you can actually handle it in your way. But for now, I'm not ready here to moderate a room in which investigative questions are going to be asked, because they're going to take things on the wrong direction.
I just want to add, I don't think the question actually didn't come from Aneet. It came from the Lake State media, from a man called Moses, to my understanding.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and it was not about actually dodging a question. For me, the question of where did the citizens of South Sudan go from administrative area and which got the weapons? Quite frankly, there are weapons everywhere in South Sudan. To be honest with you, they're absolutely everywhere, you know. Second to it, I don't believe that the question that is being asked of who started this is actually available. Because when the incident happened, what the minister explained, to my understanding, is they have gone in there to make sure that there's calm, peace, tranquility, and the koi dog, kubo koi palping, kubo koi jabek book of bay here, which you koi coca, look along to it, which you can UN tell with yell, things like that, he allowed bulletin. And then also he added, today they're having a meeting, they're still in the meeting. He will be briefed later on of how did the meeting go, which is about today is Sunday. He also added that there's a committee that has been formed and they probably will leave tomorrow or by Tuesday heading to a VA. Those would be the people, to my understanding, when I was listening to him, who would be able to ask those questions. Because when you go in there and people have just lost their lives, you don't go and ask who started it. The first thing you need to do is to make sure that those who are wounded are taken to the hospital. You know, they're given a medical attention. I believe the approach that they have done is the right approach. And of course, in the next few days or a few weeks, when the team that has been assigned to go in there would be the one to ask this question. Don't get me wrong, we all want to know how did this happen. But at the moment, the answer is not available. Because what would they have done? Would they go there and ask first who started the violence, who started to shoot first, or should they go there and try and neutralize the burning situation which they find themselves in? And I strongly believe that the approach that they have done was the right thing to do. And the committee would be the one to ask those questions, as well as the team that he already said that they have already arrived in a VA, and some have also arrived there yesterday, and they're in the meeting. In those meetings, since the situation is slightly calm, the next thing they would want to know is how did this happen when the committee goes. Second to it is how will we go back to normal daily routine in order for the market to be open, in order for the UN to be briefed, to make sure that you guys keep an eye on our people, make sure that the youth don't get upset and start being so for me anyway, the reason that I felt that the question was irrelevant at this point, it was because the answer is not available. That's the way I looked at it. when the minister was giving us summary of what has taken place and how the government has taken a fast action in order to make sure that the situation is calm and no more violence, and they're working on it. Those are the questions that will be answered. There will be more questions that need to be answered, not just this question alone. But at this very stage, from my point of view, it's not that we don't want the question to be answered. I just don't believe that the question is, the answer is available. Because if I go there and find people that have fought from two different communities, I'm not going to go there and say who started it. The first priority is to make sure that, that peace and calm is restored. People who are injured are given medical attention. Those who have died are buried. And then from there, you ask questions afterwards. So that's just my intake on it, Brother Emmanuel. Thank you.
And also, let me add this something. Let me add this one in, guys. This, I think, I thought that this show of today is a press conference from the state government side, and the state government official, Honorable Deng, is here to give us update what happened, and then after he give us a statement from the government side, and then the media or the public can ask some question. And if the question has been asked is relevant, and then the Honorable will say that, no, that question I cannot answer now. I don't have an answer for it. And then move to that question. So simple as that. They don't need us to debate or argue on it. So I think this is the way that the press conference can be conducted. So that is what I want to advise you guys. Let us not dwelling on this. So Moses had that question. And if the state officials say that no, they don't have answer to that, let's move to that question. And that's simple as that. And I agree with those who say that we are not here for this is not a court. We are not investigating what happened. But we are hearing from the government side what they did to stop the conflict, the violence, and where are the survivors? Where are those people who ran away? There is a food, water, any other miracles need that those wounded have been. These are the kind of question and thing that we need to hear. For other investigation, it's not ours. Is a lawyer and judge can investigate that, and the government, and later on they will release the public statement, and then we're going to hear what happened, who's and what, all kinds of stuff. So that is my opinion to that. Thank you.
Antonetta, you want to say something? Mike is yours.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think as the rest of you said already, we have to be sensitive. Even the minister himself, I think if any question is put forward to him in this kind of environment, I think he will be very careful too, because he's a government official and he knows how to maneuver and come out from questions which will, generate more, anger and things like that. So for me, I'm not worried about any question being put forward to him. Thank you.
Sholdy, what is the update? Oh, Sholdy is not here yet. Sholdy, are you back? So what is the update?
5 minutes. He's coming in 5 minutes.
Okay, copy that. Thanks.
Yeah.
ممكن أقول حاجة؟
I continue.
Yes.
Somebody in this world but sure girl who might go away. Wonderful. I don't know if you've been in Junub. I've seen war of Sudan began 21 years. Sulah because Fiyet Bitamotanin Kichir everywhere in Junub Sudan, not only. There is no region in Junub Sudan can be asked nowadays where to get the gun from. The gun being there. وكان gun عشان وكداك ما بتدفع كويس من هجومات بتيجي من شمال فمواطنين يستروا واحد بيه بقرات بتاعته برا وبيستري السلاح بتاعه عشان يدافع نفسه من هجومات بتاع عمر بشير. ما في زول بفكر قال انه انا استري السلاح ده عشان الشكل بتاع الجيران بتاعي جنوبين كله لانه كان هدف بتاعنا واحد at that time. And we have only enemy that come from Umar Bashir. فصلاح لسه ما شالوا بيد بتاع مواطنين. صلاح لسه قاعد الجنوب كله. sometimes لو واحد بقى زعلان شديد من كل جنوب السودان يعني somebody will use the gun. وده خطورة الأسد sometimes قبل الكلب ونسوا إنه الجماعة الصلاة لازم يشيلوا في يد بتاع مواطنين. question that saying where they get the gun from. They did not get the gun just to come and do this, what we're talking about today. The gun been there for years. Self-defense from aggression that come from Omar Bashir at that time. So please, let us, it just come from somewhere when you use for this case. No. Sharita Lududi at Kulu, in a bay lad, 14 miles, people, and you name it. Not there, they are suffering from Murbashir Zaman. Kulu Zoo, the shop in Agnes, Labitao, can depart, and you met Milishat Murbashir. Mapizo is very slap, I shall Lahu, Kulu. Now, people are using it to do crime, but Latin Lamanu, you couldn't face the crowd by it. Sulada Kulu Bishilu, yet with a mortani. One of us there, the right question that, which I sometimes, I go to Junub and I grow up in all this time. And no, we bet na piasla, it is one white that. Sometimes you will say, citizens that are even stronger than Nokuma with Juba. That's why sometimes, we warn people like Jama, the situation with Junub must compare my situation with $8. The bullet and more than in Agua Menokuma. Because the same Kalashnikov are into a circle with Jubada, Motorin Kulu Indo. So sometimes Hukuma Zato Bakhaf when Motorin Betao, because Motorin are way stronger than the government in Juba. Because they well armed and you guys can see it. And they did not get this gun today. They've been having those guns since Anyanya 1. My father is the one of Anyanya 1. I've been seeing guns in my house since I was a little boy. And it's still there. So sometimes I cannot blame that. It's a Fakir girl, Sulada, Sulab Majidi, Sulab been there. Because those areas of Junub Kulu, the insecurity been there, Umar Bashir. And people will use those guns to protect themselves. Panama can't be Hukuma waste that. Even though what Bashir is that for Zola Biara, you know, quite some blame sometimes here, you know, because if you know quite, we are in a very big situation that requires all of us to help our government sometimes to control this, because bullet and focus so last day that I have never seen. I said sometimes people will threaten it to Facebook, I will do this to you. I will do this to this community. My brother, you will never do nothing. Bullet kulu nas attack. Kulu. If it was telga focus saba sita akwa and kulum attack. There is no country bullet say that. Yalbita bit was kulum attack. The whole world out. With the more and you think governor will do something? That is the mutual but require all of us to come together as Genovese and bullet down the day. And you guys have seen, if we collect with that 2030, more than it put through Jejukum, Jejukum, more than it. You know why? Because more than it are way stronger than Hukuma. To your march to Kalamzida, Canada, but of Australia. Well, if I am half more than you could are stronger, well armed. We could know minutes left. We might should not be white army. If you know Sla white army, mind you, in the Kulu. We community Kulu Zeda. With the group and the Frisia. Yeah, and the Dakal Napo work in Umar Bashir abandoned. Sudan mind Marvel provide security. Kulu Nazela because they get around and they find their way to protect themselves. That nature Sula, Kulu Batayek Mortally. I know Mansula Indo. But Zola Mabiar, Kuwait, Kalia's mother. The South. And it's been there for years, since 83. Way down that. But Sulada fear with Sulama Majidi to Sulafi. Kitir. Didn't it? Shukra.
I don't know Surawat, social media came recently. I'm not sure until the team and this is a picture in coffin in a humoy them all kind of admission, 50,000 grenade, you name. Where coffin? With your home. So for your yacht, I think I get any Lonada, get on it before. The king is here to get on wrestling. I've done get I got book a long. Look at if I let off. I do hope Minister Blajan. A long common with the Martin between Tongwa Tar, between a walk and a book, and I appreciate it. Tongkoi, Sukuran Panada, Tongkoi. In that very Tongwa, dear whom I really left quite a little bit down. Alaran Jabba, you but I will not say name whatsoever, but okay, and will let you know when the wire, Emerald, joke or the wire, look, when then could you up. Yea, come. Go are below it, you are lemon, your below, Bolesh and were hunting away, wait. Colocoping below ye call below if you do it. If you walk up, you'll get 1,000 goody. You will enjoy motivate from one jump in a Benamor, could be an air of 1,000. Could you ban doing them lay? You'll ban put them. Could you will meet where you have to tie a team back every way to tell you than bird grabber. Kaki and it another. Grab that to I keep your thing. Grab I keep your thing. So therefore, ye do not get a little gun of the bend. Meow. If you don't give up, I will do the answer. Tang over book a check of over book or book tang like a cook. Narly, today better than a bang, I hear working.
My sister, but I would like to say
then nyai ko chi na chi pyo we ka pyo ko
Okay, hang on. Let me.
na le jalen ku du na won chi ban chi ba kan na ka ba jan nyai chi na dan ko lo bu ku bi ko ku lu ku ta so kan bang you know e muskila di te da pa ya pa ay nyai then ke lo ba be ku ke la ai I can corner like my brother Shane said can corner chin and my 1 year in Juba Zatu and going back to Warrap down here open kana and a pathway that ran ye you but ke ya ba ke mo ndi buti na loro le wo da tu lo am da pa ni yo bang ke no lo mo lo dang lo kan ngi ke no war wal kan re lo a li ke ne mo la ko nya wo be lo but at the moment in most of those areas bang it everywhere and ki ba lo ya mon dia ki lu bina ben bang a ki lo ki ki da to it become like a culture where yin ti ja pe ga to wala big wala to bang a rest and bang it everywhere so we should not question it the question we should be asking ourselves book a nyai ka da ke ba even I do believe ran a real statement kan adang lang ka ken ti ke daw ka ken ti ke kan bukanya is the question we should be asking because they will go to the land they can well ka ba hatred ti yal ben ba wi na wi ba par wi na no ku na ki ku ma le ba nga nyai jen ga le ka bu to na ki yal na ku ma du ki ba lo ku ba ba ku du ku to I start to understand the hatred ten wo for your community so government actually need they are pay attention closer to that ku ten citizens because like you said kwara na ben so one year I yo pay a screen by Quran to lang more than bang to ba here to anyway Jolie, any update, please?
Another 5 minutes.
Okay, while we're waiting.
I will let David talk.
Before David Ben, Moses Makera, you want to say something?
Yeah, no, for the you know, challenge ku koito clubhouse. It took a well my brothers and sisters. Kochito amon jang kware mogo dia. Achira nong party den korbediere ten because of Kochito. One of the most important way that you can really consider somebody pain of somebody is to say the truth or ask the right questions. There is no silly questions, but there are silly answers. So the best way to comfort our brothers is to say the truth and ask questions. But we cannot come here and say you ask this, don't ask this. And if you all know the question, then why do you allow people to ask questions in the first place? A press conference is all about asking questions, and you cannot expect people to ask the question that you want. And if you know the question that you want to ask, just ask it directly and close the door of opening it for others like us to ask
Okay,
questions.
let me interrupt Moses.
That is okay. So,
Yeah.
let us not attack ourselves. The question that we are asking here or I'm asking here is not killing anyone. But the action that has killed people, you don't need to cover it up by not being questioned. Thank you.
Thank you, Ustad Makir. Okay, I hear microphone back. Choldit.
Wazir, raise your hand so that we can bring you up. I try to send you a request. I think it's struggling. Yeah, it's a network. Yeah, before he comes, I want to say something a little bit. And if he comes, that's fine. Yeah, he's here. Okay, that's good. Can walk by?
we're happy.
Okay. Kalas, wabula straight away to question. Can I choose the network over Galway?
Okay.
Where is the music? Okay, and internet. continue.
Resident consent, sorry, I'm
Rizik is not here, I think.
He's here, but
Okay. Rizik. Sorry, Malaysia.
Okay. Information Minister, Marco Makat. I work for Twin Media Report. I'm a journalist by profession. I understand I have two questions. I understand yesterday the Deputy Governor of Warrap State, accompanied with the government official, arrived in Aneet. At the same time, the Deputy Governor from Abia administrative area also arrived. And the two were in the area, plus the division commander from Division 3 was also there. At the time, Aneet market was not set on fire. The area we were burned, they were other side of Aneet, but spiritual market can the Suguja they want to call Idasha. How did the market set on fire when the two government officials or the two government from the two states were present plus division commander? That's the first question. Number two, I understand the person who the person who and then number two, the person who set the market into fire, it is being alleged he has been captured at Chedom. And there is a report that's the two questions. Thank you.
You
can answer.
Okay. My brother Makat. War konya le kuma kasuga chidit suga gogo chwony on Friday. At night, Friday night. And trying to war kole kuma biya kuma lang tu kwa kuma lang dijala kasuga chwony wonta. So yeah, you want to ko chwony to go
Ayo le rani chedam. Rani ched suga chedam. So continue.
Ran tiki edom kaji dial dom because Angela barat gode jankol ula governor le ayu le duken ba ko ga ba benti lang ma chakal de lorot long toni tonya ilo korot so woga ji pe tin ko la jinno kuma chakal wi bunom be intensify go ben go ala yo go ka chen ka wo wadara ko o dia Wazir can road and bridges, Wazir can youth and sport. Tola do kenwa dia tika wazara kakaro wala. So the tira and dom kayana ki reporting and one yak. So adila na kina ka akapi. Aki reporting and an jama ke wen kikelagan. Ma when dan jama ke wa ke yokata mati. They are meeting with the administrative government in a net in a jam when.
Yes, can I have a question, guys? Thank you so much, Honorable Ring Deng. Those of you who are up here, please wait for your turn. That is how we are going to organize the person here. We are going by the attendance. So I hope, Brother Muhammad, you have got your hand. Moving on with the line, I'll yield the mic back to Think. Who is next?
Antoinette.
Ring deng ading anak cilek bolwet soy. Ketiagi nim kana chadwel wuna yen la gal. Kawun ci ko yong la kai ke gareda kai ci beben we ke jepi mbabe ge gen tini ci tong beram. Na ke gareda kai nga ci ko authorize to biga pinya ge tin biga dol biga we. tukuna nimrejnin inkan ni jan anaran ton islan tak den ni jan utong kan we ga kila war ka chap tem nam chi tong ja balu tu pin ton we ku ga la tadi de ko alindi de la tadi de ya ku yo bro ja le ko de ta ki we ga ta bankin tuma dan war ta o ton ter wara ko chi wu ka ke tong tong ti ka ke ka rai tu le ke bi tong ama khir ka wal bi ga loy ai ne real ginen ka ye banki ban tan ta pan mo nya ku bi na real won e ke jam tri well check up.
Otherwise, and that Mr. Ring, he can respond.
In my sister, in Tolga.
And actually, ball weight.
Actually, ball weight. Okay. Chukran. In challenge of my sister. Swalad gun jagati. Machakal chira job kanet. Machakal. Taban anet. Achipat jajin jakuma. Long wala long. Ko chingsin. Ako kwaran chen num lawit. So taban jimi Sudan. Achu wi bukaja distinguish na rare na yeman leg state ka lwela tan ka chetu tan chetu keta neten lai mi da biai langi mi switch langi mi ton langi mi the leg state langi mi wow langi mi northern barkazal state so kujala local authorities ka tin lang tui kan musul pin unispa because tane ci guir wan mi abia kadang no ko je chol kadang janjuit ko ke no wayen bi ka so boku yiga sa zutin ke bi ka is like a camp so camp kene muksule akuma ko ritin ke ko muksuzin amuna zamat jala unispa so UNISPA any atwore abia alang de to form like independent force e benzin wo alang division 3 akila ruwen to the ritual ma janko so to win in jong ma ta keroti ka local authorities ke establish bi ga musul bi ko ya rakabu ake galang tagati bi loy ku be loy ke wala tembai so then ko ala ben long tui ala ben long bera bi grade ku cheken akuma bi akwaji kidan akwaji unispa ke ala grade a cheken akuma so ken a local authorities ke ga ke ko chile ana to le balwel ka ko ke ko a local authorities ke zin ko yelwel ba ya to ku ba pan chen rana ben chiran che do la ke de so en de ke ko chin kan len ben ma chakla ton chin ke ku loy my sister men ko le na yen lo ku pin what committees are chukalo in committee to do way. The last committee when chief governor to promise that this will be the last committee, a committee where Chimi Jama, Jala Sake, Jala Miss Win Louis to Jarea, Quite of the Lolo can go with Juba, the came is the tone. I took a bag came is by, he been Jama Kachen, and in the last conference, on date 19 by took le talk on date 23. So resolution given bill, Akega resolution di okoluizin, taban local chief a chike the pay ke motonin ke muka. Taban banga ben kran chole ben, kran chole mo. Chinki ke be ping ke tin salatin wala mujo wot. So resolution given nyal e word bu bang bu kwan ko chip. Ukake ga chika bonar kala juba, ubula ben ke logistic, bijej bu bay. Ko achi governor lel pajagar keren ko bangu wi baya yuk iran long bang baya yuk tin sultan sultandu kumajung wudu to na laben ya kayoken bang ga jukunnom na jukunnom kala ga bajal nya ujala tinalengran ngun mukbang ke ki dang na be ke na bajal yo be ne na to ku be ke wo yen ka nan jiki chalo jinwe ba pachina so ken in a final resolution chikalwel pa ke ga biyo kwa ko because with gun kachin stability completely chok ngulo wala lo ngo kachin stability angweno on bu tang bu kwan ko che ene ki community recommended when ke biyo kuma wala Warrap lo kan ken
Apart moderator by your chance
ring baganya ko ditu kan ngalten ko kai ya ko ta kai dor no war kita ke wadran tayo no te na kong punyi ko ko kan so thank you so much Minister Ring Deng. I think this thanks for the response. I hope my sister and is satisfied with your answer. And I would also encourage you to know that we have our fellow Southerners in the room here with us, some of whom done a big thing. And if you can really kind of mix it up like this, so that they can be part of the meeting to understand exactly what is going on. Because remember, too, 4 questions are going to come from South Sudanese public. And I think it would be appropriate for somebody to understand what you are saying so that they can ask relevant questions. Moving on, Ms. Dinkachik, who is next in
Thank
the line?
you, with Brother Shane. And if you're happy with your answer, can I move you down, please, if you don't mind? And then it would be Brother Shane and then next.
أنا كنت عندي مداخلة
Yes, thank you. Brother Shane, do please come. It's your turn.
نزلكم بس أنا كان عندي حاجة تعقيب.
I'm sorry, brother. We have to do this in order. We're not taking chances. So do please wait your time. Thank you very much.
بس في حاجة يعني ده توضيح للناس.
Jafana, when you come up here, you have to listen and respect what we say. If you are not given a chance to activate your mic, do not behave unruly. We will simply stop you. Move on, Ding.
Shane, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, please. Minister is back. So do please ask your question for an honorable. Thank you.
Yes, Minister in Jamot, and question you have always from James who have to do that with. Yes, question the Genya PhD, you know, Taban the Gitamra Loy, Kedok many if I stand up. Quran by Dog the Akuma. The Yeno, Guanam, Ocean in the East and Benin and Gitamra Loy being watching it. Warelo still your yeah. Yellow bow yet, I should score your colcana in a Hukuma. Given a jan butonkan budobi. Yani, I did enough local Bitonkan who took and thing yabi. It would take Jalan for Yachi, lock a dom of the other ear. Yachi, the boy you got the door in a PG, no Huma Jibenkan Bukaito. If you fire. Leo put on dog between the Benupin Yabi. The question they got.
Thank you so much, Papa Jan. Honorable Spring.
Shukran, my brother Chan. I would like to assure you, Taban, Tenerai where the Kuma Pijala on ground. Lakin, the total control, Kiokuma Loy, Tijate, Akuma can administrative achievement and is engaging a lot. The community belong to it. Kujala Kuma Kerwala Warrap is also doing the same. So we are engaging with communities to stop violence. Kira and then attacking laws. So Kujala Division 3 as somebody mentioned Division 3 Commander Achibel Kujala Commander an independent force the Taubia Chiben Achap. So I think order to be Big talk can be controlled below the chair and will attack because I need a party. One need a contested area. So Kenya will be an assure my brother that Jan on other children will be low because Nimkar and Kilaka I can see encourage the pay because of whom I keep weapon. La Kilpen now as we speak, I can attack in Burba because deputy governor Jila long to it long term, what Jila command the governor Jigalwell. I can more often when Louis who ban them long to it until we can buy together, we can reconcile.
Thank you so much, for the ring, for your answer. Also, in the next question, it also give us a little bit thinking about the state of UNESCO. We have it seems like we have counted on the UN to provide
your network is charged by what?
Yeah, I will just say, Panyman, what you gam jam? Naki gam jam, it's a weird one.
No, okay, jam. Change the com jam and then Emmanuel be our next.
He was actually before then.
Yeah, I think network was charged, so Emmanuel continue.
Okay, then I apologize. Can Emmanuel?
Okay, شكرا moderators. السؤال بتاعي honorable سؤال بسيط جدا إنه الحكومة الجنوب السودان أو الحكومة ولاية الوراب بيشوف المواطن كمنطقة جاي كيف يعني كمواطن الجنوب السودان وبيشوف مواطن شمال السودان ده واحد. ليه أنا سألتك كده؟ لأنه الرسالة جاء من الكوميشنر بتاع تريك كاونتي يوصف إن يعني الرسالة بتاعه ماشي لهنا للسودان. ده حسب الرسالة ده انتم كلكم تلقوه في الصفحة بتاع دي administrative area. الرسائل بتاعه ده كله موجود إنه بيوصف إنه بيعمل الكليم على المناطق بتاع الجنوب دي كلها إنه تابع لولاية الوراب وبينادي إنه اليونسكو القاعد في الجنوب ريفر تاكير كله يتحول إلى شمال ريفر كير. أما المواطنين الموجودين في القرى الموجود في جنوب كير إنه يا يكون لهم تيار يا يمشوا على الإدارية هناك في شمال كير أو يكون قاعدين في تحت الصيف تحت السلطة بتاع الوراب. المواطنين قاعدين في تحت الوراب. هو في حاجة ثانية هو قال برضه إن الحدود بين الشمال والجنوب إنه حدود سنة 1956. هنا الرسالة بتوضح إنه المواطنين تعدي هنا هم الشماليين، يعني هو بيخاطب حكومة الشمال برغم إنه إحنا عارفين الكل ده يعني جايين من سلفكير أو هو حكومة جنوب. كل الحكام تعدي كله بيجيبوا من السلفكير، ما في حكومة تعدي جابوا من الشمال في الفترة ده كله. إحنا عارفين الكلام ده كله. هنا الرسالة من يوم 14 شهر 12 سنة 2021 ده الرسالة اللي اتكتبت. وليه حكومة الولاية الوراب ما عمل أي مبادرة عشان إنه يقدر يعني يتدخل في الأمر ده، أو الحكومة الجنوب السودان قايد ما عمل أي مبادرة عشان هم يقدر يشوفوا الحاجات اللي حصلت. قبل شوية أنت برضه ضفت حاجة وده حاجة إنه الكوميشنر قال إنه الناس تعجي القاعدين في أنيت إحنا جبناه في سنة 2002 لما هم كان بيجروا من الهناية من المراحلين 200 يعني لما المراحلين لما كان بيهاجم المنطقة دي 200 إنه الناس أو في كاونتي البنك غير الناس كلنا بنجري حتى بنمشي حد وراء يعني المنطقة اللي هناك إنه أنت بتقدر تقاعد المراحلين بنمشي يحترمك وين هناك. على الحقيقة الموجود النت ما يتأسس سنة 2002 لكل معلوماته كل زور المطار بتاع النت عملوا 200 دي الحقيقة يكون موجود في مكانه. المطار بتاع النت عملوا 200 في فترة عجيبة ممكن سنة 1994 إنه
عمل المطار كأنيت ولا أنيت بقى المكان البيت الأسفل، لأن في المناطق المحررة هو الجنوب المنطقة دي، والمناطق اللي قاعد فيها الجلابة اللي هو في الدي الشمالية. دي حاجات المعروفة لكل زول عشان يقدر يعرف. مثل هونربل احترامي لك شديد انه احنا نرجع لتحقيق الحقيقه. الكثير هو بنفسه هو عمل المؤتمر 2004 دكتور جون وكل الاعضاء الحركه الشعبيه لما ناس جاي ادوا الحركه الشعبيه المسؤول الشعبيه بالكامل. منو ما بيقدر يعرف ابيي الليله ده. انا معلش بس انه انا رفعت الصوت، لكن انا داير اوضح انه الرساله ده فيه استفزاز جدا جدا، وانا زعلان. انا كمسؤول من المنطقه دي انا زعلان من الاستفزاز اللي بيوصفونا شمالين برغم كل المعاناه احنا قاعدين فيه. في نفس الايام انه اهلنا يعني بيعمل علينا هجوم، برضه في هجوم جاي من اهلنا من سوريا للمنطقه مريانا الشعب في نفس الرمامر الايام ده. يعني احنا بنواجه الهجوم في اتجاهين في نفس الايام. النت بيتعرض للهجوم من الجنوب وبيتعرض للهجوم من الشمال. انا بخلي الفرص لباقي الاخوان ان هم يقدروا يضيفوا حاجه.
شكرا فيما ران جابت ان جيمي سوبر جيمي سوبر كيرا دي اكثر باي شعبيه and we won't go to شعبيه we can help people speak not there باي شعبيه so then let us know what can go by meal not there باي كثير كمان for quite can big band meal big band كده so dinga chip the mic is yours.
No, that's fine. It's honorable. That he spoke Arabic, so I don't know what was it a question there, or did he just made comments?
Yeah, he had some questions. He had something like 3 questions.
Sure. Then honorable to answer next, please. Thank you.
I will have a few questions as well.
You Ben Jimmy. Benri, Mike Kudu.
So there is something that I want to clarify. What is his name?
Emmanuel Mankuch.
Emmanuel Mankuch. Chintong that apart from Arabic.
Actually, mushkila. My question, so how do the South Sudan government see the people of Abyei? Do they see them as the South Sudanese or they see them as the North Sudanese people? Because based on the letter that it has been written by the commissioner, he identified the people as a Sudanese people because he said that the border between the South and the North, it was 1956. And he could to relocate the people of relocate the administrative to be into the north of the river Kiev. So he calling the people that it will remain on the south of the river Kiev to be under the protection of the Warrap state, or they can move into the north of the river Kiev. And this letter, it was written on the date 14 December 2021. And the Warrap state government didn't do anything to intervene or to condemn. And also the South Sudanese government in Cuba, they never condemned whatever it happened, and they never go to the media to talk about it. So here, my question is very clear. So how do the people of South Sudan see the people of Abyei? Are they South Sudanese or are they the North Sudanese people? That is one. We face the attack in both sides. On the Wednesday night, there was mysterious the attack in the area of Mariala Chak, and at the same time, people of from the Twitch side they attacked Aneet, and the fighting it took 3 days, and nothing it happened on that thing. So there was one thing that you mentioned. You said that we welcome the IDPs in 2000.
1 minute. Can I give you a break?
Okay, let me complete. So there is one thing that he said that the Aneet, it was made for the ITPs in 2002. This is you just added this thing, and this thing also it was on the letter that they welcome when they were running from the Marahilin. So my question is very clear. During the struggle time, Abyei area or the administrative in Abyei, which was under the Jalaba, it was in Abyei town, and the liberated areas, it was from the south of Abyei. And I know Ajin Pas, he was one of the leaders in the south side. So here you added. So when the Marahilin come, here, do the people of Angaya or Ajak, quite, they stay and Marahilin don't touch them? No, we all ran until Rock. That was the, or even to the Mongols, we all ran. There is no IDPs that you can just welcome them. This is one. The airport of the Aneet airport. I know it was constructed in 1994. I was there in the area during that time. So why you say that it was in 2002? This is the time that you welcome the people in Agog, and Agog it was made officially more than that time in 1994, 93. So that is the question.
Shukran, my brother. Chatting for your Jamapai. I want to get me clear that I did not mention any year that a net was established. I say a net was there for as a camp. I didn't mention anything. I did not say it belonged to Twitch or belong to Abyei. I want you to get me clear. I am not here to confuse people. I'm a person who talk in a way that you will not take me wrong. Because Abyei people are South Sudanese, according to what I get when I was born, not now. And I'm not talking as a politician. I'm talking as a son of Baral Ghazal, as a son of Dinka tribe, as a spokesperson of Warrap state government. So Abyei people, we don't distinguish them to be from North. So they are South Sudanese. And that is why the people who always die in Abyei, they are not Ngok alone. They are Baral Ghazal and they are South Sudanese as well. So the question that you have about the establishment of Aneet airport, I don't know. I don't know when it was established, when it was constructed, and I don't know who owned it, but these are the people of South Sudan who own it. It could be from Abyei, it could be from Twitch, it could be from even Baragazal. So let us talk as South Sudanese, let us talk as Dinka, let us not put the ownership right here. The ownership will come later on after South Sudan investigation committee comes. So there is already established committee constituted by the president, I heard, and they are coming to find out what happened.
Dinka Chief, the mic is back to you.
Thank you. Sister Aduti, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Who do you think next? So who is here next?
Deng would be next, but I hope Brother Emmanuel is convinced with his question.
Yeah, Emmanuel, if you're happy with your answer, could I move you down, please? Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you very much. Brother Deng, welcome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much indeed. I have only few questions to the Minister. I'm a journalist. Mr. Minister, I'm a journalist, and I was the one talking to you yesterday when I called in the I have one question. On Thursday, in Chitong in Chiroloi, at around 4,
Introduce yourself.
Down
Introduce yourself first. Introduce yourself.
Yes.
Okay, first.
Yeah, and Cholngor Ngor Deng Macham, that's my name. I work for a newspaper, called number 1 citizen newspaper, and I also own a page, a social media page called Your Voice News. Your Voice News is one of the pages that I also manage.
Okay.
Minister, yeah, that's what Minister Thomas on Thursday. That was around 4 o'clock in the evening. And then on Friday, the governor of Warrap State met with the president and he saying that security situation in the area in Aneet actually that it was calm and security situation was controlled. The government was in control of Aneet and there are no more fighting. That was on Friday morning when the president met with the governor. The same Friday when they met at night, that was at 9 p.m., another fighting took place, in which it claimed more lives. And now in your presentation here, Chalwela Puma Jalawara on Saturday, and situation is controlled. Now you and the governor will saying what here? That's one question. Then there was a question asked by Rizik Munter Warakol. I talked to you, Minister, as you were on the way, told me that you will reach to Aneet and then later on get back to me. If I'm not wrong. It was in the morning hours. When China reached at around 11, the division commander for 3rd Division in Awil, Blue arrived. The deputy governor of Warrap and the deputy governor of Abia were also in Aneet discussing the matter. While they were discussing, and they arrived there at around maybe in the morning hours, 4:11, market is set on fire. This is one of the facts. The market was set on fire when the two governments and the SPDF division commander was there. The mutual relation to government, Sijala present in the area. We can control law until the market is set on fire. The market of Aneet was set on fire yesterday at around 11. There's some Joljok in the cheese set on fire, some shops that was on Friday night. The last question is going there. Panakum MSF in Joljok is on Aneet. After one of their medical staff was killed, or Kitopina, 43 medical officers came with Bangkok, came with VA, I think it's okay. I will have 21, and the rest has the remaining number. Coach get Louis Keke Kawajat, Yala Dwar, and look at the other VA. And him is still for now. Patients get present, those with minor injuries, and it take off to look on their own. 33 people get with critical injuries. I say yes, Panakimatia do not have safety. UNISPA, they don't have the capacity to maintain or to look at this thing. What is the government doing, along Warrap, to make sure that this patient receives the needed help?
You did not identify the month name. Can you please identify that?
Yes, I'm an Awul.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm here as a journalist because I was happy when I
Yeah,
had
that's
that
fine.
minister.
I mean, we just needed to know. you're asking the question on behalf of those communities. So that's my Honorable, you can go ahead and answer those 3 questions. And let us be mindful, those who are going to come up and ask a question, we are going to allow people to only ask 1 or 2. No further than
Yeah.
that. Because
along cái trong mùa lắm trên hoàng mà vẫn chỉ cả hàng giảm tuổi chỉ là người author commissioner là author got có khi condemn
yes,
commissioner cha author got có chia committee condemn chỉ là bila condemn publicly para chỉ cho ko ka ya bia cái đó minister can finance ujala minister can help so aja kalau aja kacol ubi cái đằng bila lôi bebelu cái ma pa lôi ceta ayo kan wona chatol telen ben sualat pun jati ngalweli chen ko ngaloi kam daw ba o governor lang ko je yup lang ko to lang security organ to so security organ ke to pi kadang ti chol ma jangkol ake ga jam en direct len ke situation le kam bola la ko le le ti den ti ban di chen jam din ke president so chawi bayan blame ten nona de wa chwa elwet eto ke kang ro achalwela suka jal set on fire on Saturday elwet suka is set on fire at night at around 10 daman terkot en kenke langkula so suka ci jal set on fire ka kuma tapin on ground elwet kan le ba yina sure chedede telen ben ko chakalwel ko lo kuma in ko chike mo masalan ko ci yo ke injuries e panakim nan amin di le bi ka bi kuma lo din well akuma jala war call because I think they will like okay jam the kaya lang tui bugla opet le color loy they will say like akuma kan wala Warrap ugu kan jam ke chandi pet so when it has been then ku jal kay rom tin war ko ci la du ken jam den a chiga gri ku bu ko ci lang tawi ti loy abu ka jot bu ka bay juba so kuchi koy won lang minor age gata bana team fi gadang fi tweet turale kujala kwajok kujala koy ko ga ci bete a telen ben lang der chamon ke kay bertin wa ma wonta chene lu la ko ya biya ga tinga da ko ya biya ga tinga junubin o kwalang man ta ga te ga tin atau pi Warrap atau pi Turale atau pi Mayana Bun atau pi Kwajuk atau Gorial wajiran ketie because am is Junub Sudan kuna cetong torden kaki kace communal conflict that suka generalize ale la kai gae tinggal kai gae tinggal leutin tong cetor cin medie ngakor ko wamon ikika ko wa atar ngon ke jeng bu ke pin ngak kamena so en kaloran kan kai ke ta panakin ma bi kuma abu ka tin gu bi line den bloy so I think an je to ke gran ke ngor
Dinga chick.
What another question like a lai am tin.
Wait.
One at a time. For even just all that can take in brother can to get in brother one, Abu Yassi, room will do a lot for others. So with Abu Yassi.
That is correct.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I use the William. I told you.
Yeah, maybe next Concord and brother in the time of 24. Ringo,
Uh,
Ringo, I think he's 24. So, Tiro, I
in think a chick is more activity must have the priority. Look into that too. So far, with the more or Achicham or cardiac, they happen to the section. I jack legitimate, we will consider too. The yen percent voice from the people who will be the Chayana for the beach and the Kabakanyal. I know so far, being working nothing the other. One team of cardiac journalist as a son of peace community. So we'll take it that way.
Cái car bà luyện cái well live anh cho James cái để được có cái là tiền của mình tập game của James Puru đó đi chăm tôi lại chụp kịch rồi James có được
What works we actually can move moderator room cái loại kia đó là bé khi cảm cái vụ cái lobby và lấy cái với là honorable ring in the month representative of Warrap State Governor and it's all James Agbek and chairman of the community in the United States. Tongmonjang is okay, right? Or is it supposed to be in English?
Absolutely. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's well because the time I did who loy here long path na I pun kawan ya tell and tweet ngao ko ga yan jam ko weken. I'm very much interconnected with tweet. Wazifa and Mukra Nichol Deng Tong one in a threatening letter. Can call a move before when what I took when young white on young ring and to one lawyer Kagarot Ranakang Yob, which I think I can go. Are quite keen to Chadman Jamgo says Market Monga, I got then Kairam getting a tongue with Rom to Governor Alew and Warrap, to one in Lil a matikilo long tree. So all are quite open. Quite a Kiriaga name and on Tarap Yalo like a Tarabia, Alan tree Chito. But could be but is the commissioner Tavan what here will time a quarter pay Chawi Kubalui long speech. But Jobada young one, Alan Job Chubenman commissioner, Alan Job Chuben from MP with the signatures on it. Alang Joab Chuben from community of Ajakwet, and Alang Joab Chuben from national legislative in Juba. All of these Joabad except Joab Rapta carry a name of official government seal. So many protocol was broke right there. Commissioner, I don't know, operation in South Sudan, but supposed to reach to his superior. And when they try long tweak in a concern, Kunacha and Jalaben with governor in a VA address, the Kajaban here and see Governor Lloyd delegate, not him the way I see it. Governor Chija job. I understand Lloyd condemn, but I don't know what is the definition of condemnation. General and serious protocol violate Lemon Pangorel and Namloy, Londe Kinriaga, Kin. The reason I'm saying this is not a minor as of now. Quachito come me the tweet come along for me the and then Kim Dictor, man the Toinchinoka, Akasara Lake, Ben, who when we talked about the state, I don't know any greater responsibility than a state other than maintaining peace and stability within. I don't know what could be considered a serious national security other than allowing what should have been a minor disagreement between a brotherly community, instead of interfering and letting it go out of control to the point, I am mourning the loss of all the sons of Monjang and all the sons of South Sudan. So my question to the governor, to the representative of Warrap State, well, all these letters carry a seal of Sudan of South Sudan government. I never saw this letter coming from Warrap State or any parliament in South Sudan sending it to the Jalaba in North saying, you should recognize the Court of Arbitration ruling. That court was actually led by the government of South Sudan. Community in a court of arbitration, Hague of arbitration, it was carried out by the government of South Sudan, and yet it has not been implemented for a reason that we don't know. So my question is, if a governor or a representative of Warrap state believe South Sudanese, even though I would have a very serious question on that, because there is a South Sudanese by just a name without imtiaziyat or as a citizen, first-class citizen, which is in a Kanatarku in North Sudan. Ayelwel Sudanese, but teaching a Muslim in Kejur, you are not considered a first-class citizen. And I think that's where the South Sudanese put the people of Abia based on all the thing. Because if I were to challenge anybody right now in South Sudan in a position, there will be an and it happened to others before. So my question is, why did the government set silent in light of all these red flags instead of knowing the seriousness and the severity of this and let it until the blood is spilled between two communities that the government directly responsible for? And then why didn't we hear from all these patriots who are fighting with the border between Ngog and Tweed instead of fighting border between North and South? Because in North Sudan, there is an oil that is being taken by the enemy and it's strengthening them. In a net or a Gog, I don't think anything I was in a SPLA Red Army. I was under command with Mijongwem, I was under command with Deng, and I was under command with Macham, and I was finally under command of Pagadagos before he was killed. And I know all these areas where I appeared my Yamong in a panda. We had a paner in Imanyang Ring, we had a paner in Imang. So my question is these two. Why did the government didn't do nothing when there was a 4 threatening letter? It avoided clearly that demand an interference or at least serious action by fire so that they don't do that in the name of government in the future? Or if this is a legitimate exercise later on, which the law define, why are we not using the same attitude and the same aggressiveness towards North Sudan, who actually looting the wealth of South Sudan? And I'll raise my question here. I really thank you guys for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, thank you. Honorable, you can go ahead and answer the question.
James, in Chile, Japan, Swala Kunjagati, but I think Daman and Garatorot, Daman and Jokarat, Job, Muraquain Kwaja Jogarat. Last year, we got by a big Kichi governor will win, the governor commissioner, who look at Kacheto and your capacity than we are in thing border. Kacheto and my capacity, border issue, which become Nya economy completely. Kaban can agree to sorry. Kanapai Matin, Sudan, in the state, especially Kaitoin, our border issue. At all, Panda. So, can a chief governor, Alena Yan, discourage him, what you can get to Bugalwell, Kawaku, not at the end of 10, but at the end of 10, when he was talking with the commissioner. So Jalwela Kuma en Gdang Kangalgo, Wiki de Ilo, Achito Kagakuma can state, nor Akuma can administrative area. Ken Ajibalagu the national, Pachila Benial war, Daman Governor's Forum, Chief Administrator Ajila Benial, and our governor was big. Actually, the governor tell an answer. Ki jom ko kwache right forum sandia ina lweletin emo prut bika dom ka woman lew big latin bay biga lo kala ka joro chentan so kana we ku batien. So I think it's reported national at the national level. So kijenda turn out like a deal jur kiban kijenda da down but machine the bijala dran kan kijena jakang report nala chikoja nogla ka kuma japanti. I'm also blaming Gao Chien Gao kijda speak up both sides wo langdan kujala long tui kujala national. So can all be a wind over. At the land then painting can I want to be clear. We still about it. I don't want to talk about land issues. So let us first rescue our people. The Lengan Yagapti Kabiyakuma Loy in order to maintain peace situation. Lakina long ping, I don't want to bother myself again, but one thing the band loku. So thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. At the same time, letters in condemnation have been released by the government. So it's there on the media. It's not local media access. It's there for you guys to access it. Open. So it was written on the 11th condemnation letter. So I mean, Brother James, you will get Jeffrey over the line. So I'm doing it urgent together. So we will go back to Mr. Neil. I'm not mistaken.
No, because where are we? I think Ringo.
Ringo, yeah, Ringo. Yeah.
Ringo and next.
Okay, Sister Neil is before Ringo. So this is calling to this. I keep calling to this. This is Jeffrey. Ringo, you can go ahead.
About wait, moderator, honorable minister of information. Are we happy?
Yes, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Honorable minister, literally, to be now a first moderator, Kachawaka forum can be well maintained, but order not to know it. Question the Chow by lawyer by cooperation of our chief authority. Cái lần nào cũng đi với phụ huynh, nên update the minister of law, qua question ra chúng tôi về vậy, unfortunately. So cái lần gì, các bạn nói cái what minister đưa đi từ đâu, mà question là mà đi, yes. Honorable minister, cho nên Aneet IDP camp, what are under UNIFA. How did local administration of BIA are involved with the point of
Somebody not clear, Tajiri.
Kama Kadia Raj.
Second to it.
Banyarin, go question, go question, do thing. So Nara, you make we brought you. Then call them.
Okay.
Too much. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, there are questions here regarding to how did the local administrative of ABI get involved in demarcating the area. And the last question would be, can you assure us that the demarcation has been stopped, and those who are carrying it out are being recalled back to their local, to their government to answer the question as to who gave them the authority. I'm sorry, I'm telling you, the deal with, yeah, I'm telling you, and see the man. Who is what I'm going to do?
Shukran ring initially wala tu jagati Jalwell, how did the local authority kaga administrative area kaga big bena lu di market kachale wala ke kam yan mun kwanya na kikang la net why the layan yan kan nyang ke pin te chol ma jankol dan ke bi dongwe jala because along in the park here te ko chitaw ka in charge ako UNESCO ko ja bi ache ben ke bank in masal bi ben bi lu dakal because dang bi yogi chin kanya ko UNESCO so achalwe wala ko che kadang create big big pin big big well ka wi big ka ako chin min entire anchan ben wo wan ji jeng to arabada I think because I need a big market. I think a second market to the Cholamiat medium good up ben three benefit thing Pachara Benichaman. So it is overpopulated. Go local authorities get up thing a kind of Kapaja a local authorities get up thing that can be no these are creating problems. We can buy, we can Okaji tweet Gokele no in demarcation laws. I think a chief German, which is developing. Now when Kabekala lawyer in the Chikoyal talking, I think James Waldun the Gangan.
Yes, I need to work out. Now, quite you all accountable or no? Because if not, Louis outside of the system, then we need to know because community cook, I check which will connect the Deng politics, which will think. We know let issue can get settled. So when you demarcate the area, that means you're creating borders. And you know, when you're under a little talk in Louis, work on a big issue. Thank you.
Okay, yes.
Honorable Minister, yes, I have a question from one of the guys that is unable to attend here. He is speaking.
No, telephone to Alkan will go to our telephone to Alkan will go to our body.
I was afraid of my network here. Go ahead.
My brother Ringo and I tell you when they see Tong a dog, Bukang settle. Because the root cause of the york, the key root cause york, Kakai Kega York may tackle, the dang the gallows, the coin mode. Long, Kabuka Dom, Kabuka whole accountable. I can be there, Tiben York, the Tibe Quite Jagalwell no something. Kwaki Koi Akija Kuma, Akija no the fire, no, I take a lucky day with the glory. Quite Akega Kabuka York, Kabuya Kuma. Abugati Yungului Kayen.
Okay, when you
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Alas, when one, you can go ahead.
Yes, the question is this, honorable.
باك هو قام فرصة وكايون تاير مشرفين.
Yeah, Senator Walba from the audience. So just wait, your turn will come. Go ahead, one.
Yes, the question is this, honorable Deng, I think. You said that the Aneet area is under the jurisdiction of the UNESCO, but Aneet is a market. Who collects the tax there in that area? Is it the UNESCO, or is it Warrap, is it the county, or is it a very administrative area? That is the question. Thank you. And also, we need to be careful too. In the beginning, we will one another. 3% of the Yiddish community, the Ngok, the Jalati. Now, I don't see many persons coming from the big people. And I see a lot of sons and daughters of Ngok up here. Before we move on to give them more questions, we have to make that as a consensus. We have to make agreement on that, whether we can just allow more persons from Ngok community and persons from the beach. We have to agree on that, because I don't want to walk out of this room and get accused of saying bias against the Fish community in favor of the Ngok community. When we are there in the Alexander we come up with an agreement with regard to that. So in the all up with that, we make consultation. We have to
Quick intervention, we are family here. Well, I don't think you should be more concerned about
this
that.
Is an agreement. This is an agreement. Yeah, Joe, we don't want to later on be accused, my brother. You don't know how much I had been accused already. So now look, the general from all of us. But this agreement was equal number from each community.
Yeah, I think.
المشكلة انتوا المسيطرين على الاشراف يا وال. المفروض بداية تصاوب.
Well, you're right. You're right. Even I was gonna mention that, but I don't watch about it already because I'm in the place. I shouldn't know them in the place. The big guy has that, you know. I don't know. Really, but I wish they actually been mentioned because otherwise, when the guy was in the afternoon, I don't think they just because the building is so large. Yep, that is honorable. It's been a good time with network.
Baka jasa igara o kanwe birati ya kiro tie.
Brother Daniel, Namrun basically start one thing. It will not meet up here, meet the picture. Like right now, with a
Okay, خلاص يجعل طالما ين group itu jangan jalan. Nano orang saja mutsawe.
Yeah, Daniel, kita put yourself in our shoes. Noon actually one 3% will come from this community, 3% will come from our community. We are saying now, in order to move on, we have to make an agreement on that, whether we can allow more anybody to ask a question. Yeah. So don't try to fix the story here and pin us on the side that we don't belong. We don't want to walk out of this room and being accused of being biased towards one community in favor of the other. Please, put yourself in our shoes.
Shukran Banyuwal. Kekal balwe ya jamana. Ada agreement itu juga ya. Upai ke pitch, kita kerja lepas. Ai kau kebanyak, ai kau kebanyak. Lakini aja ada kai lo ka bom, ada kai kau kali urung. Ke ka jag lo ka bom. Mama bayar ki ban rantum pa kali lakini ki ban. Na ada kai kau lo ka baba de buke ban. Continue with it.
Okay, coming out here in the answer, I'll book a justice because we have to balance the number first.
You also need to consider my time.
Yes, honorable, you're right. So,
yeah. We have not been eaten, and it is now already, it is already 8:12, and people here eat in the market in Wow. I mean, Wow.
Okay, Shukran, Ben, we'll consider that. In that case, Mama, come up with your question because you're on it. Quite a bit of go down 1 minute, so we don't have enough time. So, Mama Bear, continue with your question.
Yeah, and let's say I'm going to tell Tayari, you like a more like a line go. Honorable Minister in Jammu. Yeah, to the PH, a quick question. Tukija kuma dani ce kinu Warrap, I'm not sure about their administration. Okay.
I think.
What took so long from the state government to like intervene made the kids on board? The first way, they couldn't afford nothing. They said you like intervene. They got into that delay.
Shukran. We'll see kadang apa saja you. What took you guys so long in Warrap State to intervene?
I can't with at all. Quite good at all. I hope. Could you allow situation? Open crisis. Open. What is condition? Bolega kala kon is direct translation. Akala kon. So kakala kon Junub Sudan at all. What took us so long? Talamat aka kanya tin governor. Governor ajala will ajala Juba, I mean. So now local loy ichara ajala again. Bolekala I mean we beting we address. Then one day on Thursday, ka report chiben maktabi. Wo ban wo talamat wo ka gam dip ti de kula yini loindol ko bala ba situation kan bala kam. Big and total footage about. So logistics take long. Jazz, Rabada, Benyo, Kukabella one jazz, now one of 24. So we're going to I want to be honest. I know what I'm doing. So now I was on Friday morning. I had to bala makabi. Tonga deal on Thursday. Now Friday, Rabada I love fuel. Jokoy London. The Loinka Dul, the deputy governor, Achimel Gachi will be like Chanbilla accused. A week become jam counterpart long to it. Pe abia ela kule turale. New tension was so high in a net daytime. Tongachitor on Thursday could take talk. Kujale one on Friday tension di. Moja kang jublong to it in order to be grown to ke ran muksul long to it. Kagreement kin kana kumaya process. Aja kan ran go golo kule op. So Achia demonstrator Achilwen Kawi Piar and then told on his behalf. Here and told Uzir can help. But was a net. Well, deputy governor go look we can jam communities long Jala net. That is why Chen Kangla Majam jam coach Pajanganya, Kulera Wing, Lokule Jamtin, Kulera Japat, Jamtin, Jeber Majankol. But we get a Jalvin Blane. I think any get to quite go, can't they?
Another question one of our one is another Namitu. Another in the jurisdiction of UNISPA. Who collect the taxes there? Is it UNISPA, Warrap State, State County, or a very administrative area? Question
Taxes, I took a juar, Aneet, a joke at Juarpin, or a BA, Juarpin. Why? Why you are there? All my young cool, and they will Juarpin. Take a Tijala Ben, Kabachumal. Ake over Juarpin. Kabanet, Kek Bawarab, wala la Juba, wala la Wow, wala Bakwa joke, and they will Juarpin Gangan.
Thank you so much. Dingachik, continue please to give the members of the Fish community chances to ask their questions so we can balance the situation out here. And those of you from ABI, you can hang in here. If it become our agreement that we can increase the number of the people who can ask questions, then we're going to do it in the fairly manner. We don't want to disadvantage one community, and we don't want to sound like we are giving more voices to one community.
Well, a correction, brother. We are one community at this moment. I want us to understand. Let's move from that.
We are strictly obeying the rules, Brother Joke, until further amendment is done. But for now, can you now?
I respectfully respect what you're saying, but this is one of the problems. That's why our people are dying on both sides because of these laws.
Brother Joe, you told the when we are there, we have done 1 minute, we need to Dr. Raya. So patiently wait, please. Let us just do our job here.
Madud.
I think yeah. So hang on, please. Madud Side, you will be the next person. And I believe we will end with the people on the podium here. So please kindly ask your questions. We're going to want to one time to go and serve himself over there. As we already stated, another thing already. Well, so let us also consider the time to get our conditions. Thank you. Let us please come forward.
Apa with the college when you ring Deng ading the mother pay dida ranjam pitin with the Deng and treat my yadit slowly a bit to Bolero or below Chegi. It may not be an appropriate question. Like, what do we know as of now, that figure or that casualty? You don't have to be specific. If I catch the long walk or long retreat, it's just total count of death right now as of now. What do we know for fact? Question the Kiro, quite good. I tell you about it, complaining a lot, thanks article we use. Could video that you think the Facebook, the Kisu can table market, I think the Baba ticketing held it about article we involve Tonk. And there's a second question that I can pay enough of the late could you moderate? Thank you.
Thank you, Madud.
In John Madud, in my brother Madud.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Madud.
Yeah, I like your question. So took Bakang Duma Makan Tang. Jamana, we have to be realistic. ABA cannot be targeted by a government can Arab state to be supporting civilian to betang bekajal bay. That one, while along to each other, like a long time to the bay long to no. Quite tara civilian. a civilian ka gatar ko tar ka adal le chol kalanchin ko ato everywhere engo achika ye ke one nga ke de la wa chan in order to protect materia ben bi ko no a ko no pi pa na ko je ana kai ngo abia so those guns attack a case for their protection. Wake ga chika use mutin against themselves. Achini chang chila. Swatong number 2 win, okwe swallow and jenung ma.
The casualty counts.
Yeah, casualty warkola K9. Both sides. 9. Kujala injuries kaga jujipai. Because the language jam way. Crossing fire. Warkola K9. But the key of top 10 and be you love our set getting about God condemnation letter in the wall I Warrap. Governor Chicken Deloy, but mine the Baloy tomorrow. So about thing yak was updated here. But how Gadang Cholidi, but how a line can Cholidi, but how can my sister, along my sister, which I contain when you think in governor. I just told you then, so I cannot lie now. But we'll cut and call. I wanted to go along by case. I need to pay Marcol. Najiran to go aquarium. Kachilu Pakiyu Kawal Kalabuto. Added because Penyamiko long to Jalam Tio. Jalara Bada Kachi prevented Gala. Even a color like I say, we go around long to Koika Pika Unispa. Akai big tank ikabel related also to the answer. So when you see la tank ka use a chin government tank la lakin tank ka tu a tank ka unispa, and they are not mandated to shoot or to do what a protection in the loike mida ga job mida bia bikaya long tu uchika kam is tweet jala grega bar ga long pyo ayen ka jot bi ga bay because a chief generalize the chief to ya ba rangola ko ka pini jom ma jermi.
Okay. Ram to book Ben Gamsa in the piece, maybe, definitely. I've already abandoned. It's a new one. The activate my piece. It's a new one. You know what it is one of the things. Yeah, Jalirul, volume root of the year, into the thing, Jalirul, and one to the year.
wo monye bu kama ja ki ka ka ku ka long tin da ku ne ku bi ban lo ti ya ke ti ran loy la no ka tare ke bi ka ka no kin mu e kai no un le ka ka ku ka na ke ko ke bu do mu ti wo ka ti ran loy ku ti ran lo ai ta mai ka ba wo ga ni ni era mi de no ni ke so ko ne no lo
Thank you, Mr. Nibon. Thanks. We're again back to the available. One minute.
Sister Wall, Sister Newbolgan. Newborn in just one for the church. But we're quite banana. Tong Chirolo China media and Kekot about the Facebook has become a problem to South Sudanese. I keep it completely. What is Facebook or media, social media? Actually, I use because I attack. Actually, I use Kekan Tong. Actually, I use Kekan Ali Abnito. Actually, I use beer and I jump up with. But the social media. Ekin will jam with ram. Will bakate bakang cheer. So social media warfare and chitao ke di the pay. Chan bu lamb like akuma wala waraba cha kills. Nona de kachi ben kalagat. I have this warakon. One of some media houses like FP. La deputy governor ben ke chila ke kalagat. Bien ke moten bien ke la dam moten at kadang tweet. Gwalel koi kaka 2000 and zaman law election. Wachi Umar Bashir. Achi jar restricted. No nade. Achi with me the BI buka palmum law. Ran te chol denga lor kwal. E pandaye na ninti bin ye ticket in the parliament. Pe Juba. Longo to not. Either Ayelwell, Bimial, Tien, Ting, Tien, Piercing. Either Ayelwell, Tinker, Kupin, Kitchen. A BA Chiran, the single out. Kila wala warabla BA kala Michel. Ka Chuwi. A chitu, a chile below, a chi word cocker, Simony, Malwal Yang Yakalang, a chile Bukanglo, because a BA, a part in the Monjang, where land can Monja. A chile Brekang Loy and Bukul, Bulaten, and with. Kawij bag law wang mi da BA will fungan. Tong Chiroloy, every chicken tarbi and for the woman. Unala Baden Cabinet, with Jimmy, with Buka Chiang. So, in my sister, so I'll do that like a children rapping, Kaya, Irapia, Kudiarapia, cigarette, Elway. A chingy chicken. A kite thing or kiting. Chalaba, but when kiting or kiting, but report the Lakangan game, the leave.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. Sister Nibon, Baja Yassin to Dr. Ayat. You have 1 minute, please, to ask your question. Only one question, please.
Yeah, no, and I'll just speak in English. First of all, thank you so much, Banreen, for giving us your time. Thank you for the moderators for hosting this platform, because it is important that all this propaganda that is circulating on social media is demystified and that the truth is propagated so that we do not worsen a very delicate situation. So thank you for this. It is everybody's right, South Sudanese or not, to speak on their BA issue, because it is very serious. It's on an international scale. The violence that has broken out has definitely affected both communities equally. I think we're all suffering. There are a lot of rumors on social media, and I really would like your opinions, Benjamin, regarding this. One, there is an assumption that the simultaneous attacks on Abyei from both the north and the south are orchestrated by Khartoum. and the violence that we have seen was actually directed from Khartoum to Juba and then switch. And so it is a political issue more than it is about land or more than it is a communal issue. Is there any truth to this? The other issue circulating as well is that perhaps the other narrative is that maybe this is part of the violence that we're seeing that is on the rise across South Sudan. Now Ruweng is burning, Bentiu has issues, the Equatorians, Jungale, and the political reading of it is that maybe it is the way of the government as well trying to stall the upcoming electoral process for the year 2023 by sparking violence across the region and maintaining the status quo. Is there any truth to this? Mind you, in this forum, there are people from international media, there are representatives of civil society, and that is why I am asking these questions, to hear the truth from you.
Thank you, Dr. Ayat. Honorable, you can go ahead and answer. Dr. Ayat, I will actually take you down as we're just about to answer. Thank you.
Dr. Ayat, thank you so much for your questions. What I would like to answer is about the propaganda that are being circulated on social media. I want each of you, as son of South Sudanese or Dinka, Baragazal, and other Dinka, that disregard any propaganda that is circulated on social media about this erupted fight between Twitch and Abie and Ngok. There is no any political motivation. I would say motivation that there is nothing that we can gain in this fight, because the majority people who are in their net are South Sudanese. They are not from North. Those who are doing their business, those who are benefiting, are our people. Why do we need to kill them in a political way? That is wrong, and that is a lie. Regarding the issue of confusing South Sudanese to engulf in fighting in a state like the state you mentioned, that it is a political way of maintaining the leadership, the regime to remain in leadership is a lie. The recognized transitional government is working hard day and night to restore back peace and to continue, because the president assured the citizens of South Sudan that 2023 there must be an election. He even stated 3 weeks ago, he told the governors, he said in a governors forum that we don't want to miss 2023 election. And that is why now the government of the state, all 10 states, are working hard to cool down, to do registration. So political parties registration, the membership, in order for 2023 election. If there could be no such thing, so people will not even bother to apply registration for now. I think so there will be quite confused in order brand ben dijala paketin we ko meka alaka bagwa gam lak lore ke lakin tiro ko ta pin always election emal betope because the federal government is monitored by international community. It got koi jala argument a yik monitor. The kira no is wala iten la gula koi chi endo kaino kaino, and this now you see even recently Warrap was accused of lose 35% of it met. Warrap State is now working hard in order to be Bakuma will be 35% represent fully. There are ways for election. So I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And I'm also in South Sudan. And thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Aya. I appreciate that you're answering very good question that South Sudanese need to hear. So thank you very much. I will move you to the audience. I just didn't want to move you right away because I wanted you to hear and interject if there was Thanks. Just open your mic. You have 1 minute, and we're just ending, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Blessed love and greetings to everyone in the room. I greet you guys in the name of love here, and my condolences to our people in Warrap and VA. The loss is ours. The loss is South Sudanese life that has been lost and unnecessarily. I would charge that we have criminals that are operating. And if we to charge our innocent brothers in Warrap as a community are innocent in this regard, but we must admit that there are criminals who are operating. And who should we direct our concern and our question is the government. And the Warrap government in this case isn't innocent for the fact that it is the government in charge where the incident has originated from. We don't have issues of land as we speak, and the land should not be an issue among us as South Sudanese at this very moment. And if we to speak, Brother Ring, thank for coming and being among us here, and thank for those who have organized this room. All that we were asking, I'm Joe Kwaldeng, by the way, hailing from Abyei, a die-hard South Sudanese, and it's pained me greatly that our people are dying. And when I say our people in general across South Sudan. And like I said, as I charge you, Brother Ring, as a representative of the government, I also charge our government, the central government in Juba. There's no way of us denying these unfortunate events and discrediting that these things are stemming from social media propaganda and these things. The reality is it speaks clear to all of us, my brother. If there's anything, all of us who are in this room, including you heard our voice now. Go back to the government and ensure that let's prioritize. You're there to serve the people. Let's prioritize the life and the services to our people. Let's deliver and fulfill the aspiration for many millions of lives were given for. Let's do what it takes. The government needs to do what it takes to make sure the criminals are not given any room, whether in Warrap or across South Sudan. And thank you. I came to only make these clear points to all of us in the room. And many of us here too, let's be mindful. Let's prioritize the life of our people, my brothers and sisters. And I'm a son of Tweet myself. My mother has raised me. My sister, direct sister, is married to Paul Madundi. And I have many more out of my family. So we are family here when we speak. And that's what I said earlier. I could come as a son of Tweet and speak here, or Warrap. This is an answer for those who are talking about we want 3 from this community and that community. There's no fight between our communities. There are criminals that are operating, and they must be apprehended and handled so these lives are not lost senseless the way it happened. Even the brother that came up, Daniel Angui, one of those people that have lost a family, and most of these people that lost their lives are my blood. So thank you, and let's do our best. Let's just stop really like demystifying facts that South Sudan is on fire, and let's admit that it is going to take all of us to rise above these challenges. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe. In the jam, so I like your talk. So congratulations for that, for coming out to dismiss what was, accusation being launched on both sides.
Thank you, Brother Joe. You really conveyed a very good message to all of us. After we are not here taking sides. As of the beginning, we just did not want to bias, and we didn't want some people to actually complain and paint us in the wrong direction. This is why we decided to make those numbers by saying 3 from 6 to 3 from here, just to be fair, because I believe in fairness. And I believe our brothers and sisters who are here need fairness. So we really appreciate the way you have spoken, and also we directed your statement toward us as the moderator. We appreciate you. I will move you kindly to the audience. We are just coming to an end. I believe when Johnson, we will not give him a chance because Honorable has to go and has to stay by the time the has next time for him to come and re-update us. So thank you very much, Brother Group. I will move you down to the audience. Thank you. Police, you can take the mic now. Let's just do one by you and Brother Aneet, and take a pick.
I have a question.
We would have a last ending for you, Honorable, to speak, and then we will end from there. We will allow you to convey your message to all of us, people in diaspora, versus South Sudanese across the world. Thank you.
شكرا لك يا جماعة. بين شكرا لك وفي يوميات كان تتوقعوا. I hope it's not going to be the last time. Menguribo, obe jami, zaman dam diogo berkor. Kede row, akor ko waye jien, mungkin kau betul kempo. Ada zaman sini yo ko chaba ma tweet. Ke yo ko chaba ma ngok, la ke ke wera kai kun wele. Dan mo ko ke jadi ke dari ke ga akewni. Ke ngok ke garap. Ada ranji pio de tomarep, ni tu ko piat ake ngok ke garap. Whether a tweet, whether ngok ko waye jien, ko kubu ping ke tar tong ake ngok ke garap. Ke tong to tin ndo ben to. Ya te cho la net ke tong tin e dak. So kene na me te jien ka in tu le next time ko kuba ben bo wo ben advert with any issue happening in that area. In the later, you can in your bed, in the zaman of the ben ko you will shukran. Feel like it's about the person. There are the other tongue. You tar mouth you do the mouth. I think on tar then the Ningala elite. You do the pana rule, a lot of puru pot the Arab. Now you can't come at them, the Ningaba, the other run, which are in Joda. You get on at them. The name of my mission, shukran.
In Chile, the question, when we are apologizing, wake up because we are over jam when, someone went in two set, ka go watch all Maktabit, Kula meeting la 10. Na chapter when can chelo indol abawa or la we then jam ke coordination office that 10 along the issue. So we go Benjamin in the real quite Western Bar. So ku wi bala we jeng da daman kana daman wi med do yi mat we ga chale ja pai ki we ru juar daman di kan ran ke lo ka pon ba ke lo kana ka especially din mi jeng ko ke mi bar ka dal we ga chale ja pai cha yug non en consent en ke jiro lo tin we ke am mi ko po tin ran ki den jala ko ki wo pin missing du na banya di ki we ga legante ko bala le akuma kan wala wara ko bala le akuma kan abiya administrative wa bala governor ko bala fikir ma yadi taban e mam junub re en banjinu we ga chale swala kun ke chak ti tinan and I also want to apologize na lengran chan ko jam bakade baka jugno dol ci to weekend ma lay wi ba palpin ko woga bu barom da mande am available for you anytime you want to know anything so we ga ba you have been told with my sister when we come and engage with you so and because you can we ga chale wa ben yo ku yalla you talk away.
Thank you, Honorable. With this,
Yana padare de shukran ban in the no unit to block like it ban ku bokadong bokoy bul update kina very important jimin wa kinin so bu jallam jala tajman jan kina yo important basic but what our Timothy Kujala put my condolences to both ABA Kujratwi. I went in jail. So I'm sending my heartfelt condolences to those people who lost their loved one. That my message. The second message. We meet the ABA Kujratwi tweet. And from one young little cat coach. We meet the Himnayan well, we meet Lake State. White you go down to little cat coach, your daughter, work for. O and another lake, which are low lake and yaka, as I never explain here. Kutong chira loy lake, etong di ready, quite to kaji. The kin wom the lake. Waki can bend kultok, ban social media. Kubug roll year lad or boom chakra, what the road boy caught that thing no. The people look at it. I work under on ground book peace by a loy kum koi kwa bidor ben, kum chakra the coach. The can a message you by year won't be the great. Kumit ABA back in back low. Back at your door, back there. A message can be up. But why no opposition? Those opposition that who are doing propaganda social media, I saw it. Please, the issues going on between ABA and Tweet as brother problem. Do not politicize it. So these issues will be solved in a family manner. That's my message to the opposition. My final message to moderator, why when you can't wear why they can talk like long port tag loy, a couple between our brothers. Which all door a ban clean we quite can loy no one non kutin when she near twin don't alone already. A part of work that in a big door came our brothers. So kind of message already. But like we quite go talk like we meet ABA who meet the tweet depend about what can be non bang ring. Let us train ourselves from doing a social media propaganda and all kinds of what eat which are low at helping no being there. So can you long palka with win in social media or in clubhouse. So why do you talk like? And I yield my microphone back to you, Tony.
thank you, Benedict. Actually, Honorable, along with Chris, and she has a very burning question. I'm very, very sorry. She's probably going to another set.
Yeah, she need 1 minute. Yeah, she said.
1 minute, and then to convey her. Feel great.
Thank you, Nyankai. I'm so sorry. This year I'm very fast and solo government group that you should learn can be I'm so honorable ring interlusive of for Belamin. I'll go on with just one or two questions, but particular barate. My first question, there's a lot of propaganda in Clubhouse of some individuals that are opposition and some individuals that are young. They're saying that President TV and Guantanamo life, they also part of the problem. They have also sent Jake to go and support of the conflict that happened with the Twitch and my brothers who are BA. The reason why I say BA, they are brothers and sisters because we have a lot of influence in generation to generation. Like if you go to Budin Twitch, Mayana Moon, where I'm from, the 60% of BA are there. If you go to LA, the same thing, 50% of the BA who have actually they're still living there right now. So I just want to know have you heard that propaganda? I call that propaganda because I deal with facts. I don't like dealing with with this assumption or I heard. Because what I'm hearing right now is that I heard Bonner Malwal have he was on site the day before the fight happened, and I'm like, okay, someone on site does it prove that he's inciting this war? It doesn't make sense to me. So can you please answer my question? Thank you, and I'm sorry for coming late. Thank you.
Honorable, you can go ahead and answer that question. It's been great suggesting. Thank you.
Hello?
I think we continue.
I am kai dedi in my sister well.
Alwel ade ko je jam alwel bona malwal. Je ya salfa si je le sigler ke kamana to kene ye was the propaganda.
No, always propaganda. Buana malwal to durale. Yoku pada kolwa. Ben yoku chini inje. So Division 3 Commander Renmu Sultan wajila kolwa. Kiria ache tong tine la ken che lo bia jang tin dao dum te e kam mon jang na ye irin ga na bor panag long da long ruwen ten e mon jang na rut ka pa che tien ga ja bel ki alwe in bi jit.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. I like my case. I'll drop myself. Thank you so much. At least the message now is clear to the whole world. So there's a lot of propaganda to Clubhouse about one Malwal and TV and sending Jade and they're part of the incitement of the war that's happening. Thank you. Thank you.
There's nothing like that, my sister. So these are propaganda. They are just accusing people for nothing.
Yeah, Brother Wally, come forward, please. Brother Wally, the mic is yours.
Think about the wala right.
Okay, Hannah, all right, ahead.
I think that in Beloya platform, Shukran Jaziran. Yes, my sister Grace is correct that there's so much propaganda that is going on, particularly in Clubhouse, also Facebook, Twitter, you name it. A lot of negative smear campaign propaganda have actually been out since this incident has happened. And of course, we all know this incident. It's about brothers and sisters. It's about cousins. It should not involve the separatists or those who have different parties or those who don't support the government. What they are doing is completely wrong. We all condemn their action. We all condemn the fact that they want to capitalize in this suffering and death that has happened. You know, I don't like the fact that we are seeing them just opening the room to continue to say absolutely nonsense, you know, and I repeat nonsense. So all we have to do is just be mindful that there's a lot of negative and silly statements that are coming out from separatists, and that is exactly what we expect them to do. There's a lot of negative coming out from rebel supporters, and that is again exactly what we expect them to do, because we wouldn't expect them to do anything that they are not seeking the truth, they are not interested in wanting to know facts and evidence whatsoever. So the only thing I have to say to you, Honorable, is I appreciate you on behalf of all of us here moderators, on behalf of the citizens who are listening downstairs and those who are listening in Lake State Media. We truly appreciate you for taking time out to come and address your citizens here in diaspora and also in Clubhouse. This is something we would like to see you guys doing it very often, because when you come and bring us facts, we are able to defeat the dishonesty that is going on. And it's great always to have a member of the government or government official coming here to address us and be able to stamp out facts and to say, no, this is wrong, this is not what is actually happening. So thank you so much for giving us time to be here. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. My condolences to both communities, to Twitch and to VA. We mourn with you, we cry with you. Our prayers to those who are injured and those who are still also in the hospital. We wish them a speedy recovery. And from that, I will stop here because I know I can talk for hours and hours, and I know it's late on your side, Honorable. So I just want to say our prayers with the victim and also condolences to the victim family. Thank you very much for giving us time. I'll stop here for now. Thank you.
Thank you, actually. Các tiếng mình bây thì tiếng chốn đi của là wall của Madit, so của là well my sisters will taught them. Why don't you initiate this also to join communities when ke start ba mi ton to here ba ka yo ba ka be ja ko te juba, so because aro ta ko ko jara luel so attacking social media ko na roda monje ko na roda kaito ko na roda diento, so we next time ba ka engage also ikipika lo tin ko ja pia da ko now ko to forum kan da pingi no na ta tong lo roten a che tong chi mat rana ben che tong ta ku matin am jirumin ko wi ko lia legal you ko to fi den wi ke bi lo tin en ko wi wala we kan shukran.
Fantastic idea. We will take it on board. We'll leave that to Judith and the rest of our moderators. A great idea. We actually want silence of the gun across South Sudan, you know. Now you call you see the Karan ya joko good cooking na just so good level. Then from there we'll have the keen strong beat will a strong liquor road will a gun. I too we condemn violence in all forms across South Sudan. And yes, could we tell you a fantastic idea, and we will look and we will seek a quaker. Okay, by Kate, after you took a join, I did attend the Stone conference when it was done at the Freedom Hall when I was in Juba. Because we have been taken aside, could you engage? I did also until a Panjara, then I am going to jump into the yeah, look that they needed to listen to me from what I felt that it was unnecessary. So yes, we will definitely encourage that. And yes, we will find the numbers and bring them here. And also to tell them that you guys should not bugala call. So I think my food depends on nowadays. We talk and we look at the future leaders. Banya call that Katoka Sambala. So shukran for that great idea and great suggestion. Thank you, Manata.
Okay. Thank you, Banyari. Adi. We would like to thank you for offering the time, even though it's not a very good time, but you sit there to allow the we hearing out exactly what to say to you. I just wanted to convey my sincere apology to you to Javier. If Lenin Tawanya can just continue to wait people helping in this forum, forgive us. There is always next time, and there is always many chances to come forward. So, Nalang Pagunya, which is only the over today on our team. When forum dungeon, and we are working, looking forward also to come here as a big upon one day, allegation, this is coming out on the ET, we have worked on it, on the Dr. Aldo Jump, Jala, Uncle Jeffrey, Honorable Jeffrey, Jala, the Lord to meditate, Sultan, maybe the first Jumpman. So we are moving closely with the people who are here, and take no in the beginning of Sudan, to get our own Colorado Clubhouse, just we to begin with Sudan, we think about everything well to do in Colorado Clubhouse, a key floor, and one kitchen, when it's only by then, what you been doing, young, and then we will ask them, but they got what you can write by, and to be Panama, Marina, Maria, Clubhouse. In the Emmanuel Jamin, when young Edward, when young today is on opportunity to write a total of much, or even when how to do from South Sudan, a pipe of blue open field to be another pipe of a pipe from Trilo, a pipe well known to you guys, I keep a huge sentence, a pipe of one for dealing. Propaganda stubborn, a massive group, and a group of the day now. I got up with the next time. I can actually have to be important. That's how I pick up on you from the language. And we are reaching out to fight with me, to be the strong tongue to the Young teaching architecture. We know it very well. I guess the young I am an activist. Daniela Valentino is an activist. So, Brother Edith in our media, and someone who played the role to air out the issues that are facing the and we are quite attentive to the side of Malay took time to do it, right? We apologize. I know in Bulana to take the things of the future. Forgive us. We apologize for that. Mama Aneet school, I air Tagalanga, what you do someday. You will book your yes for your yes. So, we will reach out to you.
Apa dia ringin kan an cerita tu hendak dia panggil o tuan sekarang ni nenen pandai tuan jam pun jalan tik buat pandai o intuat dia orang boleh baik tu miton dah air kan o acin misklah o acin cukta kabai amit kuton dah juga ini kriai benen erori tu kan ini kan tak kan because civilized. Okay, peacemakers, they got to do and be quite one young because you mean. Oh, with the towing, the airten, or Ali Chupin, quite up, or Allah community that towing the United States who bind there and tell you. Oh, coronavirus and over before our own initiative to Google by. Or the diaspora and Kubu. Quite one young ban and left over could be open to. Being in Canton area, the Chelu, the Chela Palaku the senior, not continue career. Kada we belawake, anang green book, Chilo in Toin conference. Daniela Toin conference, when you mentioned. Na Lomko, we governor, Baglu that green book, and that green book, a roadmap, 10 weeks, he just leave. Yeah, drop.
I think that we're sorry, Auntie. Continue the book of the recording.
But that green book and Kulumbu roadmap, I can't to it across. Ian, Lucian, Lucian, if we were again and
We're quite dialect media chukura mbukutai web. Thank you so much for watching and listening in. So we are about to end the show right here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. We have a wonderful night. Whatever wherever you are. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
It's your boy, I give him that thing. Punch all like a stand, punch it America. Banyi doll, ban punch all like a stand, punch it America. Banyi doll, ban walk on the lake, kankaro watana watching. Oga level leg, juir pa, ugara leg. Panda with ya, punch it America. Banyi doll, ban chingatongo pandon kujuera baya cheka. Paku panda juir, wadia bi stand up and cheer America. Banji doll, ban punch leg stand.